Teetering in the balance. That could have been curtains for them right there. An important round to win. They stay alive in this game. They keep the operator. Big ultimates on line 2.
And now it feels like out of thin air, they've manifested a round that could be a game winner in the future. They have multiple ultimates to play with against a G2 who are now on the precipice of having their own economy broken.
It is teetering.
Teetering.
Dimensional drift available here for Jorgamo. It is going to be important for that information.
Oh, no.
Tough rounds in a row for
Never a time to slam your desk. It's when you get punished. Just a sick timing that you can't predict like that.
It's enough to make you wilt. Jorg here sees plenty.
4. He saw 4. He saw 4.
Actually do this. Yep, he sticks it over towards water. Okay. Jorg
Flank.
is deep behind enemy lines.
Wait, Aspas is getting flanked.
Looking to unravel
Brother
Aspas here.
Aspas, you're getting flanked.
You have a sense for it.
Brother.
Immediately after he got out of the dimensional drift, Shannon was looking for him. He might just get pinched.
He's made noise. He's made the jump, the dash, the dodge. Deep dive,
Don't
dive
clip
and
that.
dodge. Eventually gets brought down. Convergent pass, active Aspas with that speed boost now, but going to be spotted out by this fade util. Trent bowls him over. Here's the Armageddon over the site, but all G2
I'm
is
sorry.
towards halls except for Jonah, who has it off angle. Still no plant. 20 seconds left to play in this round.
Thank you for the 5
Bruno
gifted.
still has the missiles, by the way, as the plan is coming in, and Trent has to stick this.
He has Armageddon now, surely. Valorant able to bring Artazine down, but Trent falls.
The round's
and
over.
there it is. A little bit chaotic, a little
What
messy.
in the
A little
world?
bit. There might be an understatement to the attempt from
Small
MIBR
F?
to go
EU
for the
F.
convergent paths.
What happened right
Armageddon
there?
Combo on the site.
I mean, they just don't
Aspas,
expect.
He is just smashing his keyboard.
He's bongo cow on that keyboard right now.
He's hitting everything he's got. This is what kicked it off, though, and I would not blame Leaf if I look over at the stage and he's punched a hole through his monitor. It is so frustrating when you die like that, man.
He's just more level-headed than that, right? You can see the look on his face, though. You can see it hurt, but
Pause.
good recovery. Jorgamo appearing in the midst of MIBR spawn definitely through.
Ask for a better showing from these two teams. The first time they've actually gone up against each other in 2025. Two of the teams.
Is that real?
new
It's obviously fucking AI, bro. What kind of question is that? Is that real?
the American
Don't
scene.
believe everything you fucking
They're
see,
delivering.
dude.
And this is a slightly newer look from
No,
G2
half
on
the
this
shit you
map
see
as
on the
well.
internet is not
We
real
can
in
see
today's
them,
day.
Run the chamber out
Half the shit you
on this
read
map here.
and see was typed by AI, dude.
Different looks for them, and of course MIBR.
I could be AI for all you know.
A very different look as well.
Don't believe shit, brother.
Like we're getting right into that early A fight. We've seen this before, but neither team has really committed before. It's just this util exchange. Well, I think one man on a mission, Valen, has taken all the space.
Okay, so now he'll be tucked. Do MIBR expect that at all? No way. Oh, you're kidding. Oh, you're kidding me! There's more where that came from. Those items gonna move on.
What? What?
It could have been more, I swear. 56 health for Verno. And this is falling apart for MIBR. It's a stinger and Sheriff round.
That is not how the game is intended to be played.
A Valen of all people.
When we see that on Leaf's point of view, I'm going to be sick to my stomach, man. That's not what's supposed to happen.
Now that Armageddon for Trent becomes a lot more relevant because there is a plant to be had here. Jonah P is going to make sure of it. Guardian now picked up. Phantom as well. Artazine falls and it's down to Verno who just
Sorry, I'll
says
stop chatting.
there is nothing to do here. Not a damn thing.
What a flattening round for MIBR that comes off the back of a tiny error with massive implications.
I just feel like you put me in the server for this match right here, and like, I'm getting at least 3-4 kills.
Racy moment there from Valen.
Not cleared by the drone.
Off of pure
All
excitement.
the util that's exchanged. I understand the thought of, ain't no way someone's pushed up this close. But still, you just have to check it when you're running around that corner.
Okay, I mean, what a time to mix around like that. Can we thank
I
Anders?
missed
Are we
what?
thanking Anders for that one? I'm not sure.
It's
Oh,
awesome. They will be thanking
I saw it, bro.
Strategic coach Anders.
Oh, man. Okay. Well,
Come on.
what a thrifty round, and what a time to find it.
How is he getting
brother.
the second?
Oh!
Just so slow to trade.
Did you guys see that?
I just.
He's on the move. He's low.
And that
Come
too?
on, man.
I didn't see all that.
That was nice.
That sums it up.
Recreated what I did.
That really sums it up.
Skidded around the corner on his heelys, bro. Okay.
The fuck?
Okay, well, precise gunplay. Precise gunplay. What we like to see, here's G2. This time, you conditioned your opponents now to have to spend more resources.
Aspas has all of B. Aspas, you play B, we'll play A.
With the 0 point that was thrown by Artzin.
MIBR have every reason to expect the worst of G2 here. And once again,
look where Aspas is opping from. The fuck?
I like this double face setup from MIBR. If anyone on G2 explores a little bit too far, surely they'll be going down with immediacy.
It's very committed. There's no plaza presence for G2, no like anti-flank.
That being said though, there could be some danger from the Armageddon coming in because it's always going to go towards
Here we go.
dugout. Okay, dugout going to be clear. Jogum is able to take Zenom down, but traded out instantly. Artazine messed up by all
the
this
util is so good.
The back of the side. Arthros is active, but he's going to get it.
Oh my god, down!
Jonapi will have that plan. Only 3 left to work with, and Aspas has to get in there with an op as well.
It's a high-pressure decision now for MIBR. Do we go for this 3 versus 4, or do we allow G2 to get to 12?
This is safe.
And we have to now play for OT.
They don't have a lot to work with.
Exactly that.
Big decision.
Wait, what?
Up close. Cortesi's able to even the odds now, and here comes that steel guard. And
the double flank.
Gets the drop.
That was so good.
Aspas with an op. Verno here. God,
they know Aspas is flanking.
Option to get out.
He hit the wall.
Aspas slowly trying to scale up and aim. Control. He gives himself away. It's up to Leaf. One
they saw him.
Singular. Leaf against a tornado that threatens to watch him away. He's going to take the fight.
Oh my god!
Classic.
Flank.
Gets the drop.
That was so good.
Aspas with an op. Verno here. God,
they know Aspas is flanking.
Option to get out.
He hit the wall.
Slowly trying to scale up and aim. Control. He gives himself away. It's up to Leaf. One
they saw him.
Singular. Leaf against a tornado that threatens to watch him away. He's going to take the fight.
Oh my god!
Classic. They go for the 3 versus 4.
There's no way in hell they're able to bring that back. What was the shot that Verno hit, by the way, in the midst of the Aspas flank? Looked like he connected onto someone jump peeking, maybe?
What?
Instant headshot. What a risk to take.
Did I say save?
The pressure of the decision in this situation. Do you go for it or do you play for
How do they lose this?
They send it.
Oh, he hits the saturate as well on Leaf.
That you can just...
I got you that time, remember? I got you. I understand our man, but one more left flank.
Same, honestly.
Yeah,
wait,
so
what?
I was thinking...
I would have said that, honestly, if they asked me.
Okay. When they asked me a question in the interview, when they asked me a question in the interview,
unprecedented levels of audacity, but it was in reciprocation of what G2 had shown on round 20.
That was so good, bro. That was so good.
1 round in it. Artazine.
I think if we knew the context, we would get it.
He did with this very
but it
weapon
just,
on Split.
the replay looks funny.
Both teams are really suffering economically.
Cortesia
right now, so
understood, but now Verno didn't. That's good. That's good.
For either team.
I know. It's not his first language. I'm not. I think that's fine.
Forward position from Artzin and Link. Of course, one Prowler could put him in a precarious situation.
Oh, yep. How about a Prowler and a clone?
They know it's Judge.
Wisely avoids.
How did they win that round, dude?
I was just going to say, right, well,
That's
I may as
insane.
well make myself useful here and hold them at bay. It's like Jorgamo might have gotten ahead of him there and chose to gate crash. Oh, jeez! Okay, Aspas has to get out of there now. Tries to buy himself a little bit of time. The salvos will come down. Smoke comes up. Aspas is clipped by
Wow, he got out.
Oh, that was such cool pathing by him to dodge the stealth drone, but couldn't take advantage of the good movement by connecting the shot. Artzin wants to get close.
He's always there, bro.
Resmoke.
It's a good reposition.
Okay.
And he's dodging the nightfall.
Still, Trent is trying to check that corner, but Leaf doesn't turn
Got
around.
one.
He's going to be traded. Artazine, no dead
Got my
cheese with
one.
the Judge. Joined with a plant. Aspas here with that refract active. So
Nice try. I respect that. I respect
no
that.
chance to do much.
Wants to go for the miracle shot.
No
Can't blame the
ults.
2 MIBR players now, though.
This is a hard
Have more way
retake.
to go on the rotate. Cortesia wants to flank.
They have
If you look at the
rockets
bottom of the
coming
minimap
back
there,
up.
Trent has his eyes on it with Leaf down.
They have
No
suck.
shield wall.
Exactly, has to be
This flank kill is
actively
big.
keeping his gaze on
Tom.
this flank, and he does spot out Cortesia as the rest of MIBR
Oh.
intend on going in.
That smoke though was dissipated in tower, and Aspas is now ready to drop to the ground and fight like his life depends on
Rockets.
it. And the map definitely does. Here's Verno dealing with Fallon. Trent has to stand tall, but it's
He's gonna
just
stick
Trent.
it.
Jerom going for the defuse. This should be expected.
He's gotta get
got
the
it at
half.
half. He does fall though.
What?
No! Gets clipped by it. Now Verno half trying to go for the defuse.
Oh my god!
Bullets, are you kidding me?
With just 1 second on the clock, alone, praying that a bullet wouldn't connect to his head to spam through the double nebula.
Cool, it's a cucumber, of course.
Stone face. Okay.
Oh
One
my
of these rounds,
god!
man.
These last 2 rounds are unbelievable.
He goes a little too early. To the rescue, of course, is the newest addition.
Ah!
Unreal.
Just 1 second remaining.
Well, if that doesn't get your blood pumping.
Do you think Bruno celebrated in English or Spanish, sir, after? Or Portuguese. He speaks
Portuguese.
the ball. But they said he speaks Spanish, which is kind of like Portuguese. That was the whole thing.
That's a great meme, though. All right, Leaf now trying to make his way. This is new. G2 not really. No. Verno. He doesn't
Didn't see him.
Crossfire, so Leaf gets his Artisan.
Oh my god, what is happening?
He's also affected by some util there.
What is actually happening?
Shannon backs away. Steel Garden. Force him onto the secondary, and Jonah P's going to have to plant. Player advantage here for G2. Aspas with an outlaw, and Verno went down with that Armageddon.
Big kill here.
Cortezia on this corner, 80 straight player advantage.
Happening.
He's also Leaf now trying to make his way. This is new. G2 not really. No. Verno. He doesn't
see him.
So Leaf gets his Artisan.
Oh my god, what is happening?
He's also affected by some util there.
What is actually happening?
Shannon backs away. Steel Garden. Force him onto the secondary, and Jonah P's going to have to plant. Player advantage here for G2. Aspas with an outlaw, and Verno went down with that Armageddon.
Big kill here.
Cortezia on this corner, 80 straight.
Not another post plant. This will be the 3rd post plant in a row.
Stinger do insane things in these last few rounds, man. G2 double stacked
Jonah.
up on the side. Look at Trent, he is miles away, going for an art reflank late into this round.
Oh, they're lined up.
And G2, they are double facing under Cortezia.
Oh, they both jumped in.
Jonah P stacked up
Wow,
here
they held on. 12-11.
with Fallon, and G2 get
They held
themselves
on.
from that point. But it is by the skin of their teeth, and they're by no means flush with cash. But for MIBR, it's an even uglier story. They're going to try and stay in the game now. Going to have to with a Stinger, Sheriff, Guardian mix.
I love how they set up his post plant with that double face.
That was ridiculous.
Okay.
Vernal didn't see leave.
He's going to be coming through art in this moment. We both have our crosshairs there. The other MIBR players, they're going to be swinging from the right
I can't believe he
side.
walked by.
Perfect way to dismantle that. You can see the
He
frustration.
pulled his headset.
For Coach Fraud. Josh RT kind of keeping his cool.
Trent,
on
23
the
and 12, by the way.
1 round away from stealing away the map pick of MIBR.
Oh wow, convergent pass popped here by Aspas.
Didn't work. Didn't work.
Okay, and the Armageddon.
They're just hoping they connected onto a player.
There's no one here, bro.
Free kill. I'm not mad at that play. In a round where
Jiggle, jiggle.
OT is on the line, map is on the line.
Artisan's got to respect this though. He has an L command.
Oh my God, help.
Go the Astra U-Tool, that's a bit scary. But G2 don't look to try and push into him. He will be allowed to get back.
G2 feel that they have to slow things down.
Ass pass. They're going to ass pass.
On the defensive side from MIBR could be embedded.
If there was a man that could.
Playing around the box, so they want to.
If there was a man that would.
Leaf getting space towards B main at the moment.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He saw him.
Kind of have the read on this. They've stacked up in the right place, but they don't think he could be that close.
Finally, some redemption for Leaf. He's been on the receiving end of some rough timings in this game, and he gets a freebie, and what a time for it too.
MIBR, they want to fight in this site. They'll dig their heels and set up his crossfire.
Ferno was in between.
The stun. Astro wall. They have to go through 20 seconds.
Excellent cosmic divide place with only 20
They have no
seconds on the
flashes.
clock. G2 are hard committed to B.
Well,
All of MIBR
who's
are
going
here.
first,
They
boys?
can't even
Not
get to this
me.
wall. There's too much util.
Who's going first? Not me.
Gives him that Armageddon here. G2 are going to have to swing this wall now with 13 seconds left in the round. Cortez deals with one. Ferno comes out for two. It's just Leaf. No time left to plant the spike, and Leaf knows it. Try to lead this round with a shred of dignity is the plan. He's going to go for an attempt.
Got my one.
Artisan. He knows it's chalked and all baby.
OT, baby. What a good game it's been. What a good game it's been for real.
What an excellent play there from Shannon to get that cosmic divide out at the perfect time. Nebula behind.
Hey, chill, chill, chill.
And it was that mid-round read as well.
I was getting hella excited about OT.
Assuming Arts and calling
fuck
for
was that?
Rotate for his squad over to this site.
Cameraman started
Understanding that
tweaking.
G2 were probably going to hit that after they had taken all of that control of A with the early ultimates expended. Excellent way to get them into OT. Neck and neck game. Both teams are showing out.
So sick from Verno there as well. He's affected by some of those guided salvos. He's able to make a swing and find two. It's such an important moment. So G2 on the defense side now. So expect faster rounds. As MIBR noses up against the barrier like a kid in a candy store.
Happening in the chat.
Pop flash over the top to fight for A. Pretty standard from your KO, and scaling past those salvos. You can get that timing if you just keep your foot on the pedal.
Plenty of noise being made by G2 there, but it's going to be a Nebula that is recalled.
And we can see, based on the placement of that sheer wall of MIBR, straightforward intentions. They want
They
to
have
get
sight.
into this A site. Ospas, light speed, deep. MIBR, they were finding
Look at this
success on
blind spot.
attack by getting the spike down and then fighting forward after the fact.
Exactly, MIBR really want to get in G2's face. They know they like to give up the site and
Wait,
play for a retake.
MIBR.
MIBR get far enough forward
Holy
to catch them
fuck, they might win.
on the wrong foot. And here's that Plaza wrap.
Wait, the
potential
C's
for
pit.
Corsair.
He sees his pit. He sees pit. He sees pit.
Oh, buddy, Verno, I see Corporate sees there's a little gap, but
They
there's
couldn't get
something
it
enough
together.
for both.
They couldn't get it
It's a hold me
together.
Jack moment there as the Titanic
Oh
goes
my
down. Only one
God.
player's left for MIBR in that space, but Artisan will make good on the
Wait,
investment.
imagine they got both.
MIBR go up to 13.
There's only room for one.
Post-plant play from them is so cool on attack and really putting an emphasis on that distance that the Waylay can cover, how quickly they can get past the site into dugout, fight forward. In this situation, double faces. G2 tried to swing back in. And again,
Sucks to be
it's
you,
this
buddy.
disruption
Sucks to be
against
you.
G2's willingness to play a big set retake style on
See?
defense. It's that interruption.
You see?
When G2 are in the transitional moment, setting up, frustration setting in for Josh RT, calling the timeout now.
I told you guys he talks. You didn't fucking believe me.
Aspas getting deep there onto the A side. Before him, a ton of
Course
that
he
util
talks.
for MIBR was being set
NRG on Fraud Watch.
because they knew that G2 were going to give them space. They were going to back away past Secret, past Flowers, and try and make this retake attempt. I love that adaptation. Great looks. Ferno up to 19 and 15 here. Aspas, of course, leading the way, but the newest addition here for MIBR has looked stellar. So solid.
He had some big moments late in the regular time as well, picking up kills, anchoring. You know, it felt like when we were watching MIBR and kickoff, not just felt like, we know these guys are just scratching the surface. Again, rookie team that Aspas had built. Cortesia, Shenum new to this level of play entirely. First year in the VCT. Artzin not having an opportunity on a top team like this. You knew that it was just the tip of the iceberg. Really becoming, you know, they're really becoming a big threat at this point. Feels funny to say, given they already came in third place.
Only up from there, though, Aspas with their glass cannon operator this round. MIBR looking to take that gamble to secure their map choice of Pearl. G2 no early action A main, a very different look. Passive over towards this plaza area. Defensive even on this attack side.
I'm gonna have to log into my ult. Am I tapping on my main?
And that Reservoir will delay G2 a bit in the link.
They never did this on their attack side. They never cared to move through mid doors. They left it alone entirely, Wyatt. It's a real mix-up, and it's just a fake, right? There's a gate crash out.
Damn, we have a game on our hands. You ruined it, bro.
Attention from MIBR.
Is MIBR gonna close it out here?
Inside of the map, while they take some presence in a main,
and they can get into art for free because of that, in theory. But do they choose to do so?
Double up of the initiators from MIBR on the A side. They're trying to figure out where they want to play exactly. Do we go forward in A main? No, feels like too much of a risk. Let's pull back to the site.
Tarek, who picked this map? MIBR.
Let's try and get up into art now. They're trying to find some space to take, and I like this.
Cortesia's re-clearing. Good timing for that as well. Letho finds Verno. It's traded out there over towards R, but here comes Cortesia. Leaf heard him. There's an arc thrown down, but a beautiful wallbang. There wasn't enough time, and there's Shenom. It's looking dangerous for G2. Jordan and Valen against two. It's going to be Jor versus Aspas for the map, potentially.
Aspas is here.
With the operator still
God.
In hand, not
Oh,
ideal.
God. They're walking into Aspas.
Again, a quick adjustment, though. A flick, and he'll have it. He sees the gun barrel.
He clears the corner.
Joel checks it. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. Valen now alone. 1v2 on the sites. MIBR doubled up.
Sorry, bro.
Take this fight. They must have seen Valen cross there. Valen takes it.
Oh my God, Aspas is too good. Oh my God.
God, it's got to be one of the best maps we've seen so far in stage one.
Oh my God, that was a really good map. That's such a good map.
But this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, name a more iconic duo, MIBR and crazy overtime games on Pearl. That just seems to be the case with them. They gave us another banger. You know, last week Jaw said in the post-match interview that all the best jets in the world.
Oh man, what can't Aspas do, bro?
The best jet in the world, Aspas, on the waylay. I love what MIBR came into this game with tactically around the agent.
Dude, yeah. There's another banger right here.
Loss of bank. They're on the way up in their crescendo.
Yeah. Loaded with rookies, and this is two of the top 3 teams in the league, and they are laying into each other.
Let's go.
Haymakers in their previous map. They might be on the attack side here, so do expect
you to win this map easy? You think so?
Pace here, as they really like to get active on the map.
I don't know, maybe. No, I don't know about easy. I think it'd be close.
A lot of info they're gonna have to
I don't think there's any easy.
Matter of fact, it's Aspas just caught alone.
Okay, now some of that
stunned up too.
Yeah, but no follow up on the util because Courage was already vacated. He didn't have to hang around there.
Execute. Aspas entry.
Fight out on the side. It's Aspas going 1-for-1 though. Valen up in the corner. Gets the spike drop.
Valen, another one.
Chimes in there with the classic. It's Artzin to find one of his own.
1v2.
And it's up to the young gun himself.
So back and forth.
In the league.
Sharp from Jonah to collect onto the flanker through garage.
Okay, gets ahead of this. He knows it's coming. So close.
Oh my God.
Jonah P
10 HP.
Gives G2 that defensive pistol.
He almost spun. Close the predictions? Nah, keep him up. It's fake news. Don't worry. Keep him up. Keep him up. Let him close naturally. Let him close naturally.
Play to just keep the crosshair.
It's gonna close in like 2 minutes.
Garage immediate tap to get them into that 2 versus 1.
Go all in.
Off of what was a pretty cool execute from MIBR, making the most of the utility that you do have in that pistol round. Guided salvos, forcing players out of their standard default crossfires back sight, able to swing through, but G2
nice try, nice try.
Very well. Fundamentals for them, always solid.
What are the odds looking like in chat?
A lot of this util in the early rounds, and when it comes to those executes. This time over towards that A side here is
Sen got me broke.
Jorgamo's already gone up towards that outlaw. And once again, MIBR probably looking to pro here towards Garage. Or at least use Aspas to that effect. Okay, Trent's able to re-clear up towards lobby. It's just Cortezio was passively sat down, now headed towards mid.
What?
Looks again like MIBR want to explore through garage, where at least at the moment Leaf is favoring using that one tripwire that he's got. It's going to be a crucial aspect of the G2 defense is that they don't have a lot of passive info gain. They need to be proactive at taking space, finding out where MIBR are playing, controlling a lobby, and they have the utility pieces to do it.
Yeah, they don't have a Cypher just to leave a bunch of trips on the site and play off
Here we
them.
go.
They have to use their initiator util to get in or disrupt those plants and find openings. That's a big one though. Aspas gonna fall early here. That's honestly just across that seaside entirely. And Leaf says that's enough for
Plant's
me.
already
Now.
nice.
Go for the retake, just like Pearl.
Exactly
Ortizia?
what G2 want to do. Get
Close.
that initial kill, group up, retake garage, go for the full 5-on-5 or 5-on-4 at the retake. It is effortless from them.
Better weapons, take no undue risks. We saw a couple of really important thrifties in that previous map that dictated the flow of the latter rounds. And Shenham eventually getting brought down. Artisan will
Damn,
not
Jaw.
be able to hide in Cuppy. And that's
Easy,
G2.
Tiger.
This first two locked in, a bonus that will feature this Outlaw as well.
It is just textbook G2. Rare that they falter in situations
Tiger.
like that. Rare that they will ever make the lower percentage risky decision.
Study or watch
versus
Valorant?
Unless it's
high
Valorant
percentage.
running down A man with Stinger.
Brother, you're failing your classes anyway. Might as well just watch the match.
Calculated risk.
Keep it 100 with you.
Very clean though, all things considered here from G2.
That was yours, Jonah. I'm sorry, Jonah.
Kill stealing? Crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty close to the dimensional
What?
gap, though. Jonah can't be too mad.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, 3 away.
Professor must have done the science, or the math,
He did the
rather.
math. He
The
did that
mathematics.
complicated math, yeah.
Also, why are you
Zero
studying?
was-
Just use AI. Okay, that's a bad example. I'm just kidding. Don't do
G2
that.
slowed up here. We're hoping to get into sewer early, get embedded. Make use of this util, or maybe make a bit of a defensive pop here.
Oh, no.
Trent and just finds it. I mean, you can rely on him for moments like that. He wants a little bit more. He's
Didn't clear
but
him.
he fancies a bit of argy-bargy on the coil with Valen.
He's out.
Deals with the opposing superstar, and then time for exfil.
Yeah, they are on the run. It's an immediate pivot.
What
for
did I study?
MIBR, realizing,
I got a
of course,
CS
that the
major
death
from Boston in
fall
2018.
Breach Tejo, etc. We're playing towards A. Players are
Cortezia.
cut off.
Something
A
late.
little awkward as well. Wants to take space forward. I like this. Getting in the smoke here.
Okay, just delays
Wait,
the
this could be
cyber
big.
cage throw down for Cortezia. It's
Flick
not
it.
the world. Verno, this smoke's going to come down, and it's about to get extremely
Flick it.
awkward.
Yes, I
on the
did.
other side of it here.
I did. I legit have
Being
a.
thrown out. They're gonna
I
try
legit
and
have a
straight into
major.
Link. Potentially, will just stall things out a little bit further. It's Artisan going down. Leaf coming in from the seaside of the map. Valen's going to go big here, and he
1v2.
does. 3 with the Spectre. This is the bonus round. Remember that. Valen and Leaf here still need to find a way to get this defense
Astro
happening, and
Wall.
Shenham will step up. Gets to half. Here's the
Are you
swing.
kidding me?
Shenham down, and Valen takes 4
Wait, that
out of the
Astro Wall
bonus.
was kind of nice.
G2 are laughing
The
all
fact
the
that he
way
did
to
it
the bank.
like that was better,
Opportune
no?
time for your IGL to go nuclear while MIBR played that
Or-
post plant well. I like that setup, having Verno in the dark covers that were cycling in Link, and then as he realizes the second one was about to drop, no one from G2 is pushed in. They didn't have a flash to get in there. He retreats, and then they immediately fault line with the salvos and swing together. But Valen just collects all of the kills.
That's bonus, right?
With that SMG, close range, distance closed, well done from him. Bonus round converted.
Force for MIBR. They're still chomping at the bit here to try and unseat G2 and put a lid on this economy.
Audio?
Yeah, they can afford to get this little half buy in and still have a full buy for the next on account of just the round loss bonus accruing from 3-0 at the moment. They want to go fast into A. All of Leaf's util to contend with, though.
Okay, gate crash though at least means Jorgen's going to be here as well. Leaf is good for that first one, isn't
1
he?
HP.
Aspas is very low.
How does he get that kill?
Re-swing, but Aspas will punish him.
We got
for his
2. What the
hubris.
fuck?
Okay, Jorgen was going to be caught by this and
Ooh.
hoped to tuck in the corner,
Nice
but
try.
couldn't get there, and Shenham takes a swing timing off that special delivery. Trent has one of his own though. Slows up MIBR, and here's going to be Valen.
G2 are doing that thing right now.
A
shot.
And gets brought down.
Yeah.
We really see the efficiency there, that setup. Leaf was able to cause that delay with the vines on the ground with the wall, and then the teleport over from Jaw when he's in trouble, needs a teammate to set up the crossfires.
The Razor Vines.
Again, so many G2 rounds, I just keep going back to the word effortless, but they
El
make
Pasta.
it look like that
El
because they
Pasta.
are such a well-rounded, fundamentally sound team. It's what has kept them consistently at the top. Like, even when we go back to last year, they couldn't get that elusive trophy in 2024.
He said,
They were
"Why me?"
always at that S-tier rank in Americas. They
Don't
never
make rain
slipped
turn her PC on.
Maintaining that and pushing up.
I want you guys to stop pausing on your own without administrative action.
Just feels so high.
So are we
Oh,
sticking
wow.
these? Okay.
Yeah, sometimes just going for that C split off the immediate Omen teleport, pretty common strat. Aspas.
How?
Get away with
That's
that.
the second round in a row that Aspas has been able to find one. Okay.
PC on.
Maintaining that and pushing up.
I want you guys to stop pausing on your own without administrative action.
Just feels so high.
So are we
Oh,
sticking
wow.
these? Okay.
Yeah, sometimes just going for that C split off the immediate Omen teleport, pretty common strat. Aspas.
How?
Get away with
That's
that.
the second round in a row that Aspas has been able to find one at less than 8 HP, or 9 HP rather.
Do G2 want to risk this? Economy's not too bad. They could try and prod towards Garage, see if they can maybe get that first kill flash.
Trent can't play off of it. Oh, he just doesn't have the timing, Wyatt. Aspas is too clean with it. Jorgamo trying to play up the clone here. Cortesia out
Nice try.
flash, but Verna release is going to be good for the trade. Here's Jonah. Why me, he asks. At the end of the previous round. He might be asking that again. A successful C split off the Omen TP here for MIBR. Looks to be getting them onto the board.
Really, a lot of this game, with how neck and neck it's been, have just come down to little individual.
You're not a
duels
player anymore,
lost
just
on
a
the
watcher?
side of
Nah, I've been
G2.
practicing off stream.
Aspas collecting that
I want to be
kill.
informed for you guys when I start playing
Garage
again.
caught on default. Also, Shannon getting a kill out of the teleport. And even when you think back to Pearl, a couple of those whiffed shots.
I want you guys to see me at my lows, you know what I'm saying?
Critical round wins. Coming down to the
So
small
you hate
things
us?
when
I
two
lied.
teams are this
I
high
haven't been playing.
caliber.
That's the truth.
So some discussion there happening. We've got a
And you
frozen
got me
timer,
good.
so you know what that means, folks.
They almost snuck it by you.
A brief interlude here and a chance to discuss maybe
Derek,
what we
can you
sort
give
of
us
saw.
tips on how to
Genome
survive cardio
making
for
it back
40
to that
minutes?
Kind of round consistently. Genome obviously making use of that ultimate to get into the backline. This moment.
Podcasts,
I mean,
music.
literally the same
Sometimes I do
happened
this
on the
thing where I
A
try to
side of the
focus
round.
on like one, like
the kill, even though
one
it's the
thing.
drop that gets gotten on here.
and like I'll zone out and time will pass. I don't know how to explain it.
If you want to really examine him individually, he has been both
You guys
the
know what I'm talking
catalyst
about?
of some snappy, sick 3Ks, outright winning rounds. It's like that's
It's so-
pretty. Look at the state of their economy. There it is. Do they clear out Jaw in the corner though?
Aspas has to drop it, but the timing
What
isn't
happened?
there for him this time around. He's able to catch Trent out.
Yeah, that crosshair was completely obscured by the updraft dash. Jaw not ready to take that second engagement. Art's in. Takes full advantage of that situation, connecting an easy headshot onto him. G2 risk this. Look at the state of their economy.
Surely not trying to retake on this map. The ace side on Haven of all things.
This is impossible.
With
I'll
money
say it.
in the
It's a
doldrums.
save.
You slowly see them start to pull back. Valorant is still in heaven.
And you know that you're just staring in the face of that wave of initiator utility that's just going to hit you when you're trying to get out of the choke point, or even worse, when time is dwindled and you're forced to stick the spike.
Fold line, special delivery.
Already.
It's all there.
There's just such a
Paranoia.
disadvantage. Yeah, they feel the need to retreat, and you
This is how
certainly
this guy just
cannot blame them.
spelled symptom.
They'll have a decent enough buy into the next where they're still retaining a couple ultimates.
There's no
here.
fucking way. Symptom.
Tough for G2. They get absolutely overwhelmed by their burst of pace for MIBR, and that's how they like to play it. 4 young players plus Aspas, they like to
Symptom.
ride the lightning.
Symptom.
Beautifully done, and they are in the game well and truly now, folks. And that money for G2 is looking extremely
And that's what
questionable.
happens when you go to school online. Me and my brethren, we went to school on land.
Right now. It's just that
We are
rough.
built different.
Jaw wants to go for this shot, but what a difficult one to hit.
Oh my god, how did he get out of
See
this?
how good that stall util is for G2, and they actually have the ability to play from behind it, but at that level of speed, MIBR mostly get ahead of it. They mostly strike a mortal blow before Leaf can get anything set up.
I've been shackled and dragged back into the tech boss dungeon, Mitch. Release me, please.
The on with and spinning
Set in
part of the furniture into it that someone has placed 2 plushies upon, and he has remained that way ever since. Yeah, I mean, and look, isn't that, I think if you want a franchise player, you want a star player, that's what you ask for, right? Someone who's consistent, who in that sense is like kind of predictable, stable. It's a consistent high output from him. God, over the years, like Aspas has maintained this level that has been so ridiculously solid.
What are we waiting
even,
for right now?
You know, absurdly flashy at times, and him going health powder day should be required.
Now, if you remember years ago when we saw round 6, MIBR, they went for that very fast push down a long, fighting into that site immediately with the rolling thunder.
Was Verno even born then?
That's a great question. We'll get the professor, the mathematician, to look into that one.
Thanks, Verno.
The bop.
All right, here. Straight up courtyard. They might be ambling over towards this B side, or at least Artisan and Aspas are. Jorgamo sees a shoulder. Aspas gets in straight into the cloudburst.
That's big.
Jorg does not want to dice with death. He's happy with the one. Here's the plant though, or at least just a tickle now.
What?
What the hell, man? What the hell?
Okay. It's okay. Trent down to the shorty now. Fault line comes in as MIBR tried to push through. Get this jet in position.
Oh, nice try.
Will be corralled.
Where's his team at? Villain, oh my god.
Strikes into action. Cortezia doesn't know what hit him. Zenon TP's over towards the seaside, but this is definitely improvised now. MIBR had to cobble something together, and Jorg says, stow it.
Jaw does everything for G2 in that round. Aspas, for MIBR, he was doing the most. Some say too much. Some say being a little extra. I mean, after he gets the drop down,
Jaw's saving them so hard. Yeah, that one as well.
MIBR trying to pivot into this crazy split with everyone else going through garage.
What a wild play.
I respect the idea. Ultimately, it's the dimensional drift that Jaw rips in the midst of that to give all of that proactive info to the team. He really
5-2.
Steps up to win that round out.
And that was the question, like where was Jorg supposed to find room to make use of that? It's a great example of, even in a fast play from his opponents, getting good info and being able to be snappy and reactive off of it. Now we're looking over towards the seaside, at least initially here. Aspas, of course, can dash into a cloudburst. This is going to get Valen moving pretty quickly. Jorg's pushed up. Okay, it's a regal. Oh, buddy, that's gone
what the
horribly
fuck?
wrong.
They got laid out.
Down
5 bullets.
Cortezia knocks him down.
And in the meantime,
his aim is insane. Cortezia's aim is insane for real.
Scale into the seaside, get that plant down, and in the meantime, still double
Is he him?
Cortezia wants to go forward. Shannon with him, the 2 MIBR rookies.
Let's say he saw him.
Jonah's got to commit here to see Cortezia.
How?
That was Cypher. Deals with Jonah.
How the
We have Leaf and Valen back to back here in Link. Really nowhere to go at this point. They're just trying to get out with these weapons.
Ace?
Cortezia and Jenum still grouped up here. Cortezia, what a menace this round he has been. His rare terror brought to an end. Fault line nipping at the heels of Alan as he tries to pull off that B site, and they should be able to get out here. A couple guns saved.
MIBR have such good money, actually.
Go exploring, but there's likely nothing to see.
They have like 4K a pop, 3K a pop.
Despite the fact that they're down by 3 currently, their economy is actually better than G2. So
yeah,
means
their economy is so good.
Them if they could have taken them out of their hands, ultimately they can't. They'll be more than happy with the round win. However,
I love Aspas knife, the Elder Flame.
Nice job there.
So this is the Jorg effect here, like this little bit of like, let's take an aggressive pop here, let's find a timing.
Yeah, and they tried to do that actually at the beginning of the round too. Straight off barrier drop. Trent sends the salvos deep mid at that doorway choke point, so Jaw could swing then. Then they try to take the timing again. Flash just doesn't
G2
connect.
actually on eco here.
Cortezia having one of those beautiful moments where he hits nothing but headshots, which is what he does sometimes up to 70%.
Nothing but
of the time in
headshots.
recorded matches, which is
that's a throwback.
It's a little outrageous.
Genuine headshot machine, great round from him. He's going to get nestled up against the garage doors here, upon which Jonah waits on the other side. And another push here from G2. Now, of course, the weaponry is a bit dodgy, so trying to make use of these sheriffs. Valen, of course, at the 4, still with a rifle in hand. Will get tucked here, below mid-window.
Wait, look at the spot.
One and done.
After that sound was made towards C,
look at the spots.
Slowly pivoting over towards A.
Cypher has no idea.
To contend with Leaf, really entrenched around those razor vines that he's got, and they want Cortezia to be that. Oh my God, late backstab.
Oh
but he might
my
try to
God!
Earlier, seeing that jump spot.
Okay, Valen's gotten himself in the mid-window here. He's that. Okay.
Dude, Jonah P has got to be pissed.
Finds the better of Jonah P. Just great patience.
Wait, they're running back to Astra.
Valen's going to hear this. Has to hear this. They don't know he's there.
Whoa!
Valen needs more.
Oh my God, he had 4. He had 4.
3 is all he's going to be able to find from that, and it's up to
I think he needed 4.
Well,
I think he needed 4.
At this stage, Wyatt.
I would say he needs more. Definitely illustrates the desperation in that moment. He does all that he
Brent's
can.
1v2.
All the while, it was Cortezia getting space towards C, finding that kill. Well, Jonah was trying to get out of garage, 1v1 versus Jaw. Now it's 2 versus 1. They just need to trade this out.
That sucks. Timing on his peak wasn't great. Nice try. Wait, Jonah P's not happy about that.
There, and it's just a horrible start again that G2 can't recover from.
It's just one of those rifles that was saved over that. Alan almost.
God, what a spot he gets himself into.
Happen with. This is so.
Look at that lineup. So nice.
Listen, not the craziest transfer, but even able to get that third headshot onto Ospas is so, so clean.
Verno bailed him out there, Wyatt. No two ways
MIBR,
about it.
man.
Could have been a 4K
Holy
from that
fuck.
position. They are so unprepared for Valorant to be nestled
They're looking
there.
good. For real, dude.
But now a one-round game. Back to rifles though for G2.
Back to rifles.
Who am I rooting for?
Both sides
I'm indifferent, honestly. Just
G2's economy really in shambles, while MIBR are swimming in infinite cash at the moment. It's going to be an uphill battle on these last few
not hard
rounds.
rooting for
G2
either
will
team
not be
here.
able to put them on an eco at all.
Well, this is going to be very illuminating. Stealth drone going to be cleared off here, and Artazine wants to push onto the
match has been good overall so far.
Trent, he's down to 3. Fault line catches him out. Armageddon
They got out. Wait, they got one.
Quite there. Okay, Verno just runs straight into that aftershock. Jonah P gets a big one, and then shit, I'm showing himself. Jorgamo, what a correction. Now it's MIBR who have a horrible start to the round that looks like they too struggle to recover. Aspas can trade, but Jonah's ready. Sick round from him.
Absolutely, this has been so
Cortezia,
good so far.
don't count him out.
Cortezia,
Don't count this guy out.
the man of the hour for MIBR. He's got 2 weak players that he'd be able to
They left the
dispatch
spike though.
with ease if he gets into a duel, unless
When will he
it's a
realize?
headshot from either Trent or Jaw when they meet.
He goes C.
He's got the spike, minimal amount of time. C site is free though.
He knows there's a trip bottom C. This is looking decent.
As well.
How does he try to play this? Yeah. Does he try to get into garage? Does he try to fight forward towards the cage? He's got options at the moment.
Jorg and Trent have 8 health between the two of them.
Oh my god, they're both 1 HP.
So fragile at this time. And they're looking to test this. Trying to timing, the spacing's not quite there. You've got to go for it now, Trent. I think you might have him. No, he opts not to take the timing. Cortezia sees him and takes him down. That's 3 for young Carlton Banks, and Jonah P is the only one that stands in his way. Bide his time. Cold hard killer is Cortezia.
Oh my god.
Jonah gives it a tap here, and Cortezia is lingering.
Wow.
Oh, Jonah P! What an important clutch to win!
Holy fuck.
And the professor sees all realities. And this one he
Gonna
wins
just save them.
Important feels like an understatement given
Gonna
the
just save them.
status of G2's economy. MIBR.
Why didn't Trent just swing? He was scared because he was low probably, right?
Even prior in the round
He had like 1 HP.
significant utility. Then pivoting over towards that B site, supporting Leaf, who is fighting in front of the wall. Ultimates expended, but for really good value. The Armageddon.
My goodness.
Verno as well.
My goodness.
Times that you will see. There's a lot of moving parts when you're actually trying to execute it all perfectly. All right, MIBR, they've got another full buy here. Aspos has even actually gone into the Outlaw. We'll have 2 soft targets that just have the regen armor for G2.
And we're off long here. This time, an extra commitment for G2. Jonah P's going to be here with a foul line to play off of. Oh, buddy!
Wow.
Artazine tries to head for the
Turn
heels.
the music off!
But it's his heels instead that get nipped.
What's happening?
Spike recovered, no problems there, but MIBR down to 4. No breach util to work with. It's up to Verno here to have this initiation.
That's a really cool trap play set up out of the timeout. MIBR, they have been putting emphasis on trying to fight towards a long, so let's play it even heavier. That's what G2 are thinking. Let's have more util. Let's set up to really take the fight to them. Love that decision. And now whatever plans MIBR had going into this round, completely thrown a miss.
Shanum's going to try and make something happen there, but I don't know if he expects all the King's horses to be looking at him. MIBR again, they have an early round that results in them going down 2 players. They almost salvaged previously. But to do it again, Lightning does not strike twice here.
What the fuck happened there?
It's just awkward for Cortez in general.
Get the breach ult out.
At least of the Rolling Thunder now, still hopes to put this Outlaw to work in some way.
30 seconds
and Verno eventually wins. Sewers, where the rats live, and Verno's able to capitalize. Aspas now, surgical precision would be the attempt. The scalpel is snapped. And it's Verno.
I'm gonna pee fast. This round's over.
Take down Valen, but G2, of course, still with 3 rifles to work with, and they know Verno just has no options here. You can take all the high school Spanish you want. It's not going to get you out of this round.
There's no time. Those shots look pretty sick, at least from the point of views of those who are going down to the young phenom. Ultimately, G2, they start that off out of the timeout from MIBR, yet going for this aggro trap play over at a long that I really like. From there, things get out of hand as MIBR individuals feel that they need to be the one that will recover the situation. The shutdown going for those aggro plays by G2's defense.
And that's the kind of trap play we see a lot from Crew, for example, right? That defensive play down a long. They do it a lot more than G2, but spicing things up, mix it in here and there, it works perfectly. Great fault line timing.
Here.
And now we're looking at it, G2 might exit the defense side with 8 rounds.
Speaking of aggro, they want to fight down mid straight away. Jaw is tucked, dimensional drift across and get out, and he punishes Aspas straight away.
It's just a weird angle. Like, what? You're not checking that if you're Aspas. You don't have time, and you don't expect someone to be there already.
Okay, this is the dynamic G2
Aspas is dead.
Gotten Jaw in the mix, going for looks like that. Last 2 rounds.
I missed the craziest days. Yeah, man.
Completely different set initial plays at barrier drop. Neither of which MIBR were expecting, both times dropping a player. Still winnable for them in the 4 versus 5 with the Armageddon, and crucially, Artsin 1 kill away from getting the Rolling Thunder.
Armageddon here for Verno. It could punish a retake attempt from back C. We'll see when he wants to go for it. Down in the corner, there's no follow-up there.
Jaw's just a little bit too fast here. No one can get through the cage to help, and Verno picks Leaf up on the flank.
Not looking likely.
It's all come crashing down here for G2. Jonah P has to think to salvage
7-5.
That's a stinker.
A rare moment where it looks like the fundamentals of G2 getting scrambled. Jaw ahead of the rest of them.
The spacing's not there.
Had no one to trade for him backside. They didn't swarm in together onto that one solo player. From there, Verno collecting an easy kill on the flank into the Armageddon. Yeah, it's that moment.
It's just a straight solo play.
Struggles from G2 after 2 fantastic round openings to close out the half. MIBR will be grateful to win that in the 4 versus 5. Back on map
7-5.
One round where one of these teams got the win after losing a player.
Look.
All right.
Disaster at Bangkok, losing the final to T1 on the path to try to right those wrongs, have a successful
big pistol for both.
Qualify for another international event, get that elusive trophy, 1 day at a time, 1 match at a time. MIBR, they want to begin
Leave
to
7 and 8 right now.
Books of their own with this
Is he due for a pop-off half?
roster that Aspas has put together.
And after the run that MIBR had last year, I mean, this is already so
Aspas
much
mid.
better than we could have expected from
Got
them.
away.
On the side though, go G2. They've just made their way up C long here without any real contact until now. Bit of a gap in that smoke that Cortez is trying to exploit, but G2 still haven't gone for the plant. Look where the spike is.
I love how fast MIBR has been able to gather up backside, set up these crossfires.
Still, Jonah P taking his sweet time. They're not convinced that's where they need to be, but here comes the U-turn.
Nice shot.
Find one, and there's Leaf coming alive now. The Ghost's going to work. And it's Aspas here who takes a
Aspas.
solo opportunity. Jonah P does get ripped a new one. Now you can wait on this. Wait for Burner to
He has
join.
regen
Play
shield, by the
together.
way, on pistol.
Valorant was sticking back sight. Leaf wasn't even covering him. I mean, it's unlikely that Aspas would take the risk to swing there, but my god, if he did, that would have been free. That would have been round.
Flank garage. Nope, never mind.
Valen on side itself. Leaf playing here from garage. So obviously
Planning for
you
spawn.
can put a crossfire together here. Burner might make a foray towards garage here, but the timing might not be there. He might need to help.
Verno's
backside. I
late.
think he realizes that
Shots arrive for both players. Verno trying to meet up with Aspas now.
time short, but Valen gets taken down, and here comes the tap.
And it's planted for them.
Leave! Oh, they might line up.
Tapped.
That's another headshot. 3 for the round. And Aspas has got a defuse. Wins it out.
Aspas is
It was
too
already gone to half,
good.
like you mentioned, so Aspas
Oh
can finish
my
the job. And MIB
God.
are looking to even this game up.
Crucial
Oh
for Verno to
my
stick there while Leaf
god,
is forced to
brother.
fight forward. That backside plant working
He had 50
against him.
HP that whole round. They got 3
Trying
kills.
to wrap through garage, but it was the double up from MIBR.
Nice spam kill by Artsin here too, but
Oh wait, dude.
it was through smoke.
No.
That's tough when you're just sitting on default and you get randomly killed through the dark cover. But
What do you do?
yeah,
That's the game.
after that moment, G2, they waited for that cycle on the salvos, had a nice
Damn.
re-hit, but ultimately it's Aspas, the star player for MIBR.
He had a regen shield that round, huh? It's
The veteran on
kinda cool on
MIBR.
pistol.
I mean, who
Someone give him a
couple years
ghost?
ago, I remember as just being, you know, the new guy with
It's a force? It's a force, you're right.
Incredible. He was around the
Big
experienced
force.
players.
So much has changed.
Wait, they left him in set
The Ninja
alone.
Turtles meme, I think.
He's behind you,
Oh,
brother.
on the side here. Look at
What the
this
fuck
G2,
just
of course.
happened?
With this
Oh
level of
my
weaponry,
god.
bounce back after a really disappointing pistol. And they get
Oh
this
my-
plant. They mow down the MIBR players on site.
As fast as the last round ended, they come into this one with stingers forcing in.
There's no time for Aspas to get any value on this outlaw at all. It's been basically neutralized, and now he's got to retake 1v3
Should be
with
a
it.
save, right?
He's going to have a crack. There's a little bit of a razor vine
They heard him.
starting him up. The liquid metal
They
filaments
heard him,
here
they
just
heard him. It's a save.
gumming up the works. And he's going to have to walk away.
He just has to walk away with the outlaw for
Wow.
a sad, sad, slow
Did you
save.
execute is so good, yeah.
As opposed to a fast
Did you execute
save.
are so good.
With some ferocity, just gunning it
Like
down
the set
along with the
plays?
stingers. Did not expect that. That's the kind of move you make when you lose the pistol, you're already down by a lot, and we just got to throw something at the wall, see if it sticks. We don't want to let them get to OT or get way too close to OT. This game is neck and neck, and they take that bold risk.
my
I
one.
respect it.
I love to see that. So many other teams would just let bygones be bygones and take an L in that anti-eco round. Here's how fast they hit the site. Jonah P sets him up, and they're just going to push this smoke, right?
They just don't
That's
expect
Suez
that.
control.
This teleport in as well from Jaw after the util comes through that wave.
Cutting through.
And even at that, it's so comprehensive that the players coming out of spawn, there's a...
I don't even know what they could have done, but
on
it
the
felt
floor
like...
in front of the nebula.
Yeah, I don't even know.
When they're getting into the site, it's just
That should have been
too much
possible.
to wade through. Great execute from G2.
That's past the raid boss in this round, full armor and outlaw to work with. Something that likely G2 are aware of.
Very aware given the status of their armor. That is
That's true.
full on all 5 players, so none of them susceptible to that one singular shot. The MIBR Jet,
5 men towards A.
G2 at that, they're not even playing anywhere close to him right
Bayo's
now. They're
retake,
just
it's eco?
reclearing towards A, using that very effective
Third map ascend.
reconnaissance tool, the stealth drone. It gets so much distance.
It's early
Now
still,
they can
but
just walk
let's
forward,
see.
knowing they have that space for free.
They're not gonna have an op next
They might
round.
get to walk up onto this A side here. There's going to
The
be
free
little to
site.
no resistance. They break camp there as they had stacked up waiting for some sort of exploration. A lot of smokes here towards the back of the site, and it should be pretty straightforward stuff. In we go. So the retake here looks pretty grim. It's not something you want to do on this map, on this site as it is, and not with this weaponry either.
Been a
Artsy
minute?
and
Why am I
Verno
so
have
close
that
to the can?
utility
What do you
get them
mean?
in. What can MIBR find in a round where they may as well go for it?
Yeah, this is I hope
Who
we
do I
can
have a
do some
parlay
damage
on?
type
What?
situation, which would be really valuable. I mean, the G2 players, obviously the economy not.
Who
too
you have a
strong.
parlay on?
Tezia on this flank, can he catch the timing?
I just don't
Is
see
that
it.
a spike?
Leaf is, well, yeah, he's just looking at the wall.
And Trent is trying to jiggle for him, play off that contact. Actually, he's playing off a Leafs contact now.
This is basically the Louvre. They have it on lockdown. Cortezi there. Heard.
Ooh. The crouch
Footsteps as he
spray.
alights. It's going to be a fault line played off of here. Valorant step back, some presence here in heaven. Yep. And there's your obligatory.
At least one off ult.
Up there with the
At least one off ult. Big kill.
Shelon here having strips.
Oh, the spike!
Perishes to the
actually
spike
denied the
blast,
ult.
The one who again, it's
actually denied the ult.
Obviously doesn't get any cash.
Yeah, it's very, very awkward.
Just the 1K, right?
Because again, everyone on G2 will just be buying into the heavy armor. Most of their players retaining and not taking any damage on that prior round anyhow. Rest of the team around him will be buying up rifles.
Teho, yeah, I mean, we've talked about this so much. Ubiquitous across all regions in stage 1. And
that was the most picked agent across all 4 regions.
Heavy point with the combos with Breach.
Makes
here.
sense.
The Yoru looks definitely, you know, it heralds a unique time, I think, in competitive Valorant.
Yeah, I mean, we could see a kickoff that the teams that weren't running it were at a disadvantage, like MIBR. Now, everyone pivoting into it. G2 here, they're taking fast garage control.
Okay, George gonna see Cortezia, but headshot.
That's assertive. That's assertive.
Intuitive, knows the timing, knows he has a good opportunity to swing, go for the fight, capitalizes. Cortezia playing with some confidence right now that you love to see.
And they need it. MIBR need it.
Dale has a line.
Pistol, and straight after that, things fall
into
Eco. This is how they get back to business, and again, it's the Outlaw against a team who is buying up full armor. Like you've got to hit them heads. It's a big ask.
To be fair, he died instantly. That
fair
sucks.
Opportunity, about the best he could get, but it only results in Jonah going down to 10 HP.
Low key think Teho is more of a necessity than broken, not gonna lie.
Intentions of hitting this C site, allowing
I feel like the triple rockets is too much. It should be like 2 blooms instead of 3.
Just ruling.
And
then in a great
then
position to play off this trip. Not particularly info. I think is all he's going to get from that. Here comes
we can start with that.
Cortezia's caught. He's stuck here, but he's going to win the fight.
Maybe make the refresh time longer so the post plants aren't as fucked.
The 3 remaining
wow,
G2
Cortezia.
Pardon. Easy? Okay.
20 seconds. G2 have to get on this. Verna doesn't have the salvos right now. They run into the trip and the neural theft. Guys, you're cooked.
This guy is unbelievable. Jonah P. Valen here. Going to be revealed on the side now. Of course, that stealth drone comes in. Valen finally deals with the Cortezia.
Dodge barrel.
Let's try. Through the smoke will complete the round.
And aside from just winning, he'll be content getting the double and the defuse. That's about to give him the rolling thunder into this next round. Allowing MIBR an opportunity to string together a couple gun rounds, maybe stabilize their economy, as G2's has already been quite solid. This could be explosive, decent amount.
Match is so close. It is.
So there's conditioning at work here. If you're G2, you are not feeling all that excited about trying to challenge the garage MIBR on this map. Cortezia's been
are good as fuck.
Nice. Finding sick timings, dealing with Jorgamo. Constantly top of the scoreboard here.
9-7.
14-13. It's been a slug of a game, but he's been a shining.
Money is decent, but
we really knew
these two might have to save after this. The C hit, full C hit.
Just exciting to
through the smoke.
See him continue to progress as a player, reach that potential that you know he has.
Uh-oh, they're gonna pop through.
More money gets away from the Outlaw, upgraded to the operator, but probably won't have a chance to fire it off. Dimension should put him right off this line. Yep.
He has to respect it eventually. Caught by the fault line though. Okay.
Yeah, sight.
Takes him a little longer to
Aspas went through.
Bombarded.
I mean, this is a
where's Aspas?
Take here for G2.
Oh, he got out.
Gets him onto the site.
What do they got for retake? Breach ult.
Triggered by Jonah, but there's no opportunity to play off
that.
Now we have that aforementioned Rolling Thunder in the hands of Artzin. Got that last round to get in, but to counter that, Leaf is going to let this steal.
That Vice ult is so good.
He's going to bleed more time off the clock
here.
Holy
fuck, that was good.
Away from the epicenter of the action. All over towards his garage direction. They can still go for it, but it's
that was so good.
Here is the Rolling Thunder. Comes on through the side. G2 barely affected by it, though. Jonah's clear of it. Still loses out to Aspas there, and Leaf is tucked up. Box finds one. Doesn't expect there to be a second.
That's
somehow.
a big kill.
Time is just it's dwindling.
Rockets.
So though, Trent still has the missiles right now, and they can't even get it to half MIBR.
The Teho Rockets win the
Trent knows
rounds.
he can give up his life and
that's crazy,
That's
dude.
it. 3 gun save for MIBR. They've got to go. Textbook execution for G2, perfect use of util, but it was costly in terms of those ultimates.
An excellent timing from Leaf to rip.
They stalled so long that Teho Rockets guarantee the round at that point.
He just knows he's going to catch the majority of the players in that forward position. He gets onto logs, great decision making from him, gets the maximum value extracted from that ultimate. And from there, it essentially made this retake
Yeah, it's not that
impossible.
great.
Even though the trades were favoring the MIBR team, you could just see based
There
on the
needs to be
time
more
throughout
util
entire
that
retake
can
attempt
stop
that they were doing.
lineups on the
Drake was
spike.
way out of the way, still had missiles.
It took a lot though, didn't it?
Like an umbrella or some shit. I don't know. Mary, thank you for the 5 gifted.
Reзвine-
Like there has to be like more
G2 just stopped a
counterplay
fast push out
to like
of play,
lineup
but MIBR
util.
really loosely holding this side of the map. They don't set up heavily here. They've been playing a 1-3-1 for so many of these defensive side rounds.
So you have Ospas, he's taking this angle on window so he can allow the other MIBR players to safely walk down, won't get swung there, and they've inserted RC.
Harbor should stop projectiles. That could be cool. That could be a big buff for Harbor.
Obviously, there's that.
Maybe make the cove a little
still
smaller.
that right now, but it's allowing the rest of the team to rotate, favor towards A.
When Valen was in this spot last half, he took a 3K out of the round.
Luna
They didn't
ults
win it,
on
but it was still
Valorant?
Huge.
What?
Trent doesn't give him anything. Artesian hears this. He knows something's coming. There's the one. He'll have to walk away with that one because he's given himself away. And then he reposts that same position. Slightly different, but
This
it's
is up,
also out the
down.
window.
And Verno right now double facing Shannon towards long. They should have an opportunity to fight forward right now.
That gate crash cleared.
Oh,
Aspas off the
Dylan?
line. There's the flash came in. Valen's able to find 2 quick ones off the rip. It's just Aspas here on the side.
How is
They
the
know he's
double
here.
face dismantled so quickly by just Valen?
Cortezia can't get in.
Wow, Jordan P is a
Shuts down
professor.
the Human tornado.
For not
Aspas could just feel
peeking.
the walls closing in on him. Knew he was getting pushed from behind. Cortezia, can he be the hero again? He has been phenomenal so far on Haven.
Artesian coming forward now. Previously embedded in that mid-window position. Another one for Cortezia was so necessary there. It's down to the young gun Artesian. Second gear in Americas.
Wow.
Looking for something. Jorgamo, though, will knock him down. And this is G2 inching closer to this map win.
We've got to see how Valen was able to dismantle that double face setup. Verno and Shannon both going down. Just to that one man.
He's cooking this
over
map.
at long.
I think Shannon killed them both by shooting the clone.
Just
Maybe.
there comes
Because Verno didn't shoot it.
disrupted that setup. MIBR were in a fantastic position to win that round, with Artzine getting the pick on Trent, getting the space down mid, just congesting G2 into A, and MIBR are set up for that, and it doesn't even matter. That is crazy that they're able to get away with
If
that.
Verno said that was a clone, use your
11
words,
to
Verno.
7
That's
now.
crazy out of you.
Rolling Thunder at the ready for the attackers. That's G2, of course, 4 rounds in the lead. And this time MIBR really
Still have a
leaned so
buy?
heavily onto the A side of the map with this awkward buy. Guardian in the mix for Verno.
The C split. He's alone.
Opted to go for the full buy here. Just get what you can, and then let's have a full buy on the next. If we lose, we can try to play this for OT.
It's good to see Cortezi with a gun, but he doesn't play
Look at
the
this, you can't
proactive
play the
role
site.
in Garage this round. He gives up the site. MIBR want to make use
You
of
have
the
to give it
double
up.
initiated util for a retake.
And again, that's
Where's that?
jaw
Where?
going down because Ospas is
Updraft?
taking a risk. Going over the smoke, finds that opening. That could be the pivotal moment where MIBR can get an unlikely round win.
TikTok, Wyatt. Time of the essence here for MIBR.
The Leaf is on a reflank through spawn right now.
Look at that leaf
Astro
lurk.
to set up back C. There's so
Wow,
much
his
delay.
timing is perfect,
He's playing
dude.
this perfectly. The
His
timings from
timing
Leaf
is
here
so
are lovely.
He's gonna
good.
get both of them. He's gonna have a chance to collapse. This is devastating for MIBR potentially.
What?
Oh no, not again! Against the sheriff of all things.
It
Leaf wins
was so good
Now
though.
G2 down to 2. Still time crucial.
He couldn't have
Artesian
it.
taken
He couldn't
down,
have it.
tries to defuse. There's no time, surely. Armageddon comes through now.
You have
That's
to-
by Trent that will shut down the defuse attempt. Cortesia falls, and G2 trying to finish it.
Oh my god, they won that?
Shen with 3 for the round. And MIBR, an unlikely round win with an awkward bye, stay in the game.
Just
What?
too many players to deal with.
Tail finally got fucked.
Util tsunami
Tail
coming
finally
through
got
from G2
fucked.
with the Armageddon missiles prior.
Holy
Just doesn't
shit.
matter.
What happened to Leaf from that reflank?
That was a disastrous moment. This is where Aspas opens things up, though. That initial kill,
Wow.
only 2 players susceptible to that.
Yo,
flank
Shen hit some
completely.
shots here.
Cannot capitalize. He played that round, those timings so well, but when it comes down to the gun duel moments, again, he has been really hit or miss today. When he's hitting, he is hitting, but he has had some crucial misses too.
It's like you do everything right and the souffle still collapses in the oven, bro. It's brutal. Aspas, okay, has to get out of there.
Sting?
No way.
No, not more right clicks, Aspas. You can't be
There's
serious.
no way.
Dog! That's 2 with the classic. Aspas gets a rifle.
What?
There's not enough bullets there.
I mean,
Jonas
that's-
able to find a pistol of his own.
That is a devious
happening?
recommit
He's
with the
done enough.
classic.
He's done enough.
Player standing.
No. Cleans
Dude,
lead
there's no
up, and
way he went back
Juniper
in and
is the
got
last one standing.
2.
What a messy round.
Oh my god. Oh my god,
There he is.
Aspas.
Verno for 3 and MIBR still in this, still fighting.
That is stunning and fearless. Definitely a moment where he's just beating some of the passive allegations by re-pushing down with the classic. This man's got the off. At G2, why would they expect this? It is a madman play to make.
It is giving Valen on Pearl pushing up with a stinger.
There was one specific timing, one specific second that he could try to go for that. Takes it. Fearless.
Deep breaths. Into round 21. Rifles here for G2 still. And
Aspas, rare mistake.
Fool me once, shame on me.
Maybe overheating just a bit. Off the confidence from that prior round. Wants to take that initial shot, dash away, but G2 too swift on the kill.
Many such cases in the past. He's not the first, won't be the last. That is an op dropped though, whichever way you slice it.
Drone is down.
Now if they go for this execute over towards A, you can see the breach Taeho defensively on that side of the map. Could certainly imagine a situation where Arton wants to rip a fault line and then you have the Armageddon after that to find that pick, bring it back to a 4v4 on a spike tap.
Bro, how are you still alive? Are you not tired?
Now that A side
Type
is
shit.
threadbare. G2 can start to make their way up here. God, what a game this has been. Okay, all the util, of course, pleasantries exchanged, but no one there to receive them. It's going to be full retake for this MIBR squad, who do have Armageddon to work with.
That might be our exercising some caution from
I think this retake's too
ripping that
hard.
too early. They want to slow things down.
Quite frankly.
So far,
Also, Leaf has a
maybe
crazy flank.
very precarious situation on the flank.
Leaf's flank is so good.
Shannon can TP in still. There is that option. Looking for late lurks, looking to catch someone out here.
Oh,
I mean, hell, he could TP to spot someone out and then Armageddon them.
That is true.
he's waiting for that?
That's the threat from Link now, trying to get back into the side of Shenham, getting activated, got the player over towards A long. It's Trent and Valen, 2v2 all of a sudden. Time, though, again of the essence. Neural Theft activated, MIBR with all the cards, and there's contention.
Tail rockets, bitch!
Trent has to save this, once more with the stall util. Listen
Oh
out,
my
there's not enough
God.
time. G2 barely outlast MIBR.
And oft is the case in this meta. Time is your worst enemy. Trent, passive.
Oh my
just
God,
waiting
it's
with the
actually
missiles,
crazy.
Waiting for that moment where he knows that he can win that out
Oh
in
my
clutch
god.
by simply staying alive.
It's actually
They red Leaf's
crazy.
flank. Shenham catches the timing on Jonah. Cortesia continues to play at a very high level. This is one of the best series he's had so far.
What did he say?
I guess you mentioned that Shannon is a little slow.
What did he say about the
on
meta?
this late wrap. It was ultimately not quite enough time, but a very close round still. Timeout, of course, has to be called here as we are on map point. MIBR.
Thank God for this meta? Is that what he said?
But again, for the kind of game that Cortesia has been able to put out.
G2 punished straight off the jump.
Here we go.
What the
Time to
fuck?
drift. Of course, Jorgma gets ahead of this onto the C site,
Oh,
trying to pave
another
the way
post
for
plant.
G2 to set up shop for a post-plant scenario. Cortesia, unsurprisingly, in his natural habitat of garage.
He has been a brick wall in.
They have tail ults.
Round after
Bruno.
round, Plant comes through. Still, Armageddon for the retake. Have to keep your eyes on that.
Oh, it's over.
Divide goes down.
And look at Jorgo is playing so close to the divide here. So much so that he's affected by that special delivery. Stunned up, but he's ready to take the shorty to work.
What?
It works against him. Artisan can't get into the side. There's a razor vine that will slow MIBR down.
How are these kills possible?
That's 2 kills now. 3 up for G2. It's getting a little bit dicey, a little bit scary. But Valen tries to hold him steady. It's Trent.
How did they retake that? Someone has to tell me. Someone has to tell me how they retook that.
Defuse off the timeout, and they are. And I've said it many times this game. Still in this.
That is a clinical retake. Jaw going to be frustrated that he's the victim of a sickening timing. That peek through the wall from Artzin, which gets him that. I mean, what the hell? He didn't even see him, man. He wasn't even on his screen.
What do you make of that one?
Insane. But this second shot, oh my god, Ospas looks ridiculous with the operator.
That is a Gachi-based moment.
Not like that really needs to be said. That has been the case for 3 years of competitive play.
E2 pause.
Ospas has just been
Same series.
The timeouts would be even more.
Eco round for
If this gets them over the finish line, though, we've seen that happen plenty of times. The team is on the comeback trail, and suddenly it's the eco round that undoes you.
Is the eco round for G2?
A lot of util over towards Garage here, but there's 2 players actually that can post up here for MIBR. Verno patiently just steps back. Can re-clear this now with the stealth drone. Sees the Yoru straight away. Now where do we go? That wall obviously is set up, indicating.
What would I change about Teo? I think take away one of his rockets, make it 2 booms, and probably make the recharge longer. Or no recharge at all.
Cautious and weary of them overplaying on this round.
The recharge is the biggest problem, honestly.
That's going to be
if you take away the recharge, then people have to use it differently, right? You want to use it for post, you can't use it at all for the take. The fact that you can take the site with it and then use it for the post plan, it's just so much. And the booms, like, are insane. It's so much damage and so much stall, it's insane.
No, dangerous days here. Special delivery buys him some time, some space. He gets out of garage, gets just out of the hallway onto C. But here comes G2 hot on his heels. They're not looking to waste any time now. We're down to 33 seconds. Jorgamo gets taken down. Remember, awkward buy for G2. They don't have much to work with, but they get to the site. Still looking for that plant. Okay, trying some salvos out. Tries to go for it. Shenum does get brought down, and it's all on Jonah. MIBR indeed should be able to convert on a crucial previous round.
Give me that shit!
To get themselves within striking distance of that overtime on Haven.
He desperately wants to get that rifle. I mean, nice little dink, but ultimately not going to matter. I love how Verno played that round, able to fire off that special delivery to delay G2, who wanted to just run him down with the stingers. Gets out backside where you've already got Cortesia, Shenum set up together, ready to anchor this as a unit. It is so unlikely to feel that Verno would look so comfortable and have so much chemistry with this Brazilian team.
What the fuck?
It is the case.
All of a sudden?
He is flowing on this squad right now.
And here it is, the definitive round potentially of this series. MIBR with a chance to take us to overtime. And G2 with a chance to take us to Ascent.
But look at how desperately G2 do not want to have to contend with this operator down sewer. And multiple util pieces just to force Ospas off that aggressive line.
Ospas has to know it's going to be more than just raw contact from a double initiator comp. And yep, forced off the line by the stealth drone.
Uh-oh.
Now maybe post up over towards A long. Here's a rolling thunder. Ospas trying
Holy
to get
shit!
off the sight.
Move,
Just
move!
gets away inside that cloud burst. Now full retake here has to be set up for MIBR. It's all G2 over this A side.
Just in the past few rounds, another rolling thunder has been built up by Artzin. Steel Garden coming through now as well.
Still has knives.
Forced back. Aspas doesn't need his primary weapon right now. The Blade Storm is active, and he sees a golden opportunity to pluck the cherry from the head of Leaf. No connection, and here is that rolling thunder. Artzin going to follow it in, but there is a grab well that will slow him up.
GG.
Here's G2 now.
Map 3 we go, Ascent.
Clear. Good for one, but there's so much more to do. Too much to ask, in fact.
Nice try. It was a really good game still.
A very exposed position.
This series has been like so good.
Can bide their time. Return to the role.
Oh, he fucked up.
Tricks. Shenum attempts a little fake TP.
He faked me out. You got me good.
And this is a formality, folks. We are headed to a 6.
And by a millimeter, G2 are
what a good map.
A cut above on their map.
What a good map.
The first time we've seen MIBR on Haven, and they look pretty stellar. But G2 are righting the wrongs from the last time they played this when they fell to T1 back at Bangkok. looking excellent right now. IGL Valorant stepped up individually, top fragging in the server, something he is known to do. One of the best mechanical individual IGLs in the game, no doubt. That was a great showing across.
I think Tail's gonna get nerfed soon. If I have to guess, the Cloud Burst.
To work with here. I love it.
What's the
I want to
doing? The enemy ability.
At a timeline asks us to build this team. He scouts this incredible.
Wait, how about a debuff age stun?
Here to him. These guys just aren't getting the best.
Brilliant team ascended. Luke Show to get to play, Sato to get to play, Spikes to get to play. Incredible talent to fit into this strong.
When that's matches audio, agent that gets you a.
So different. We'll have to up to it.
I'm playing it up.
Is this mutual grooming or
What's he doing?
What are we doing here?
Is he?
Again, this is Osboss, the veteran leader, helping with the inner.
I just love that so much. I can't tell if this is. We obviously do have techs on stage to do this, but these guys have gotten close enough that Bernard's okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, mutual grooming. Like I said, a couple ticks, pull them out. We're all good to go. Love that from us.
What's happening out there?
Giving extreme dad over there, my guy.
Again, it's so hard for me to wrap my mind around the fact that Osboss is the veteran player on this team who has constructed the roster. I still think of the young Osboss on Loud being led by Saucy,
young,
Stodhawk,
aloof,
you know what I mean?
Unflappable,
yeah, he was
but very talented.
Going after being on like a content creator team, and then he just comes in and starts farming. He's always had the chill demeanor, but he just comes in farming everybody.
Yo, Aspas mindset isn't working as well.
Big guy? No. Immediately.
Debuff your.
All of the there'd be enough
from to play. Incredible talent in that Brazilian region. And again, there's an argument for, Werner maybe being brought onto this team because there's a bit of convenience. There, no visa required. He's also a young player, willing to learn, willing to fit into this structure. Turns out there's no communication issues as far as we can tell. In fact, they're very upbeat about it. The narrative is that he's plug and play, just add water, and you've got a real competitor
Which
here.
you wouldn't have thought, but
the fucking when that's matches audio.
Confidently, all of the players, Fraud, the coach, this guy fits in. We love how much he communicates. We love his energy. They are having a blast.
So I think people in chat are arguing an agent that gets you a girl, and then they replied into an agent that gets you a job.
The surface. This is early days for the roster's lifespan, and they are already putting G2 to
and then they were
the players, Fraud, the coach. This guy fits in. We love how much he communicates. We love his energy. They are having a blast.
So I think people in chat are arguing an agent that gets you a girl, and then they replied into an agent that gets you a job.
World champion. The standard one way that comes up in a main. It's good to see a sent back. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe some people disagree, but I don't like it.
Okay, I'll ask you that in 2 weeks.
Here comes that dark cover over towards door. Execute utility. MIBR. They are stacked up here, to be fair.
Oh, here's Jorg already at the 4. Has that refract available, but we'll probably just stick here at the front of the site.
Where is this?
Spike is loose though in A main.
That's out.
Has an opportunity to look over that part of the map, but Jorg is
going to 3K.
Headshot against the Jet. Kaiju down, folks.
What?
What? Cuts the legs out from under Trent, but Jorg is on his 4th. You've got to give him more than that, surely.
4 bullets.
Jorg is hungry for it. What's the right click?
Wow, what the fuck? Jaw's movement is crazy, bro. Also, Verno did some crazy shit there, too. Oh my god. The fuck was that? Hey,
in the walls.
Jaw's movement is crazy, bro. Also, Verno did some crazy shit there, too. Oh my god. The fuck was that? Hey,
in the walls.
Bro's getting crazy on stage. Bro's getting crazy on stage, bro. Omni King. Thank you for the 100 gifted. Holy fuck. Yo, thank you. That's very generous. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Omni King, shout out.
I'm glad to see that.
Already 4 kills.
Thank you.
Waylays start off hot. That was the case with Osboss back on map 1.
Aspas Sheriff in hands.
Surprised to not see him playing it here, but
uh-oh.
Ignore, what is it?
You're dead!
Modernity, embrace tradition.
Exactly. Return to monkey, is that the third part? All right, Cordesia caught out there, of course, by that salvo. Couldn't
I like that
escape.
movement.
Beautifully laid down there by Trent.
Aspas is here.
He was 0-3, first kill, first death in that previous game. So a tough one for him, but again, the util usage was where it
He
needed
got
to be.
two! Too good, bro. I don't want to play no more. I don't want to
But now
play.
we've got some significant damage dealt, and with a very weak Trent. I can certainly see MIBR getting away with well. Okay, maybe not. Leaf gets that nice, clean, free little spray down with the
No,
stinger
but seriously, how did we get two?
Whoever puts their KO
I feel like we're seeing this a lot, actually. The player with the Sheriff receiving a push from Speedway and just getting, 2 to 4 kills. Here's this,
Don't worry,
here's
bro.
our
You won't
contender.
get in Aspas's lobby. All right, we're getting hurtful, huh? We're getting hurtful.
I'm gonna die. If I go backwards, I'm gonna die.
That's called a Zilk
Left to right. I'll probably die too. I'm only playing this.
Maybe I'll
KO
just, why don't I just go share?
I'll just watch my teammates.
God damn it, Texas.
Back to it.
That's good.
Indeed. Round 3 coming up now. Heavy presence here for G2 on the A side of the map.
Bonus
Aspas
round.
will be posted up. Play on this
Aspas,
runway.
flash
Balance will be
peek.
TP'd across, flash in. Aspas doesn't see anything from it now. Will be forced away from A main, and so G2 scale into that space. Artisan on the corner.
Ooh.
Oh, catches Jorg. Not
Wait,
really at all, but Trent's
wait.
going to take the trade. It's messy. G2 showing us a little bit of aggression.
Wow.
So that is
Amazing.
otherworldly stuff.
Amazing.
The one man.
This game
left
is so good so far.
on that site was Shenum.
I mean, it's map
facing
3, but
down
like...
the entire horde of G2 who had, with finesse, traded out in A main, despite having the weaker weapons, despite this being a fairly soft bonus buy.
Any damage from Leaf here?
Leaf only picking up
He's 3 and
Sheriff
0.
into this.
Personally,
They
I save stats here.
overinvest.
I mean,
I go back A main, take a Phantom and save.
Strong wind would blow him away here. 6 health.
A strong wind blowing away Leaf.
That spike is
How poetic.
It's virtually in Albuquerque as far as he's concerned. Shout out New Mexico.
New Mexico mentioned?
And Leaf will now drift across the map.
Yes, I love driving through New Mexico for several hours in the desert on the way to Texas. Fond memories.
30 seconds left.
And there's not much to be done here, really. Obviously, like you mentioned, a bit of a soft bonus here for G2. So they're not going to lose any sleep off losing this round, but God, that spray transfer for Shannon, hard to do as well with the Vandal.
Timing.
Low enough, though, that...
I'm sorry. Just not gonna
okay.
catch a free
Orb as well?
time onto Shenum.
Orb.
Okay, he does have 9 seconds, so there's a 0% chance he's
You're
winning
planting
this round.
spike in this scenario?
Yep, you got it, buddy. There it is.
Damn.
And then
The headshot machine just follows his programming.
Wait, is Cortezia the new headshot machine?
Sure.
Scream has something to say about that.
Depleted. That does put MIBR in a pretty uncomfortable situation.
Okay, convergent parts available here for Jorg as well. This is so messy. Look at this. 1, 2. Look at this correction. Pardon? Okay, buddy. Nasty stuff. Raw stopping power there from Shenum. And not a moment too soon as G2 were threatening to overrun that A site again. Jorg is
I am
obviously
seeing
ready
the
to go,
VOD
though.
to see his crosshair
That'll be
placement.
crucial. No one
Okay,
else
cool.
particularly close to
Thanks for the update.
ultimates from the MIBR side. Certainly none that would matter. Wow. Drop fast up into mid. Playing off of the space denial from the guiding salvos and has this lineup for the convergent paths to send that into B.
Remember, hindrance doesn't slow you down.
just
It affects your
realized.
fire rate, your recoil recovery, your util readying, everything. Jorg with that speed boost now can move on in and decided to straight up give it up by MIBR. They'll play for this retake.
Yeah, they have no options. You do not want to be stood in that hindrance. It is so frustrating to play around.
Jorg is okay.
Oh, what a
He went through
timing catch.
spawn?
Cortezia was on the drop.
On the move, give that guy a taste of his own medicine.
Judge.
Jorg. Surely I'm thinking Arzina's on the other side of this.
Blank
Impish
main.
with that judge.
There's a vice
He
wall.
knows that it's far too big of a risk to push into that dark coverage.
His retake's
Play
looking
around
tough.
it. You've already gotten your team a big
Might be
advantage
over.
with that pick.
Save.
Taking the Cypher out. Okay.
Wow,
there it is.
Jaw.
The timing is so good. He hears Artisan try and back away. Shenum wisely opts to TP across the breach.
Aspas
Aspas
exits.
could probably come out here with 1 or more, but might have to give the rifle up. Gotta reveal himself.
Oh!
Okay, Leaf, well, swings and roundabouts, because he's had a few moments like that himself over this series.
He's having a little chuckle on the cam as
Okay,
well,
a
that he was
little
able to
guffaw.
win that
All right.
one out, and can't really blame him. Pretty tragic that Aspas can't save that rifle. That is a round, though, to me, that really illustrates the why these guys have Jaw on the team.
He just
Because
like
he
you,
will
for
be the
real.
one that will push forward, take a timing through the smoke, an intuitive
You and
moment,
Aspas are
catches
more
up
similar to that
Cortezia.
thought.
And then
Who would have
from
thought?
there,
Not me.
easy round win. You've gotten your team a significant advantage.
God, I feel like we really saw how powerful Convergent Paths is, though, as an ultimate. There was just no choice for the defenders but to get off the side entirely. Jorg did not have to follow up on it. He didn't have to take a risk by, you know, making use of that hindrance to find kills. It might be us that, you know what? You can take it.
Sat at 7 for 1. MIP like forward one way, and it works so far.
The monkey.
He will party. Artesim with his second off the game now.
That's not fun.
Of course, he's not able to take a rifle for his trouble, but happy enough to take the mastermind.
Cortez, your first leaf.
I mean, Artsin has been relatively
Peek him, bro.
quiet today,
Peek
but I
him.
say that maybe only
Peek
by
him.
comparison of last week where he dropped
Damn it!
18 for 4 on one half of
Again,
split
he
with
had-
500
What's that timing?
CS.
3 4Ks over the course of the map.
But he has been an outrageously valuable player for MIP.
Ooh.
Good timing out to Cortezia for the even up on the numbers.
He had amazing lurks on Pearl as well. Wyatt
they
leads
get
a big
vice
part
ults.
of G2's arsenal there. That one kill now is going to start to sow the seeds of discord amongst the defenders. Okay,
Wow,
still guarding
Leaf.
Youth. Verno opts to take the
The
challenge.
save,
It's
the
tough to
save.
lose those.
The save.
Now it's going to be a free B site for G2.
That was the pivotal moment deciding
What?
this round. If Verno had gotten that kill, maintained his presence in B main, complexion totally different. Real opportunity.
Unsafe for
Go back to.
Such a
You remember that? Yeah. Killers.
that was a little
Bang!
That was like kickoff last year, I want to say.
that was a little crazy that era.
That was fun. Yeah, I mean, Leaf winning that fight is important.
Terrible player. Excuse me?
He just has B.
So that was a little crazy that era.
That was fun. Yeah, I mean, Leaf winning that fight is important.
Terrible player. Excuse me?
He just has B.
So nonchalant. That was brutal.
The fuck?
That was just.
I mean, again, this is a
Minus 5K?
honestly, long series.
You gotta have
Gotta
that-
be a fine, no?
Absolutely, and
He should be fined for
yeah,
that.
Leaf's had his share of hard knocks.
Are you
over
kidding
the
me?
course of
How
the
dare
game. That's
he?
some really unfortunate timings here.
Hey, you want to talk about long
Minus
series?
10K.
G2 have been
I don't care.
doing a number of those over the past couple months. Going back to the
That is
kickoff
unholy.
finals against Sen.
I
For
mean,
speaking the
narrative around
truth?
this team
How
was that they
dare
always lost
you?
map 1 as well, even last year. They took a long time to get going, but they also showcased this grit, this resilience after like bad stuff.
After that first map loss, the
Second time going to a map 3.
themselves that they can make this
The first was
comeback
at Masters
reality.
Bangkok.
That's a great point. I mean, G2 have not been losing map 1 this year, right? That was very much a last year thing. In Bangkok, they were winning all these 2-0s, right? Until they got to the final. It was 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, and then obviously a best of 5 against T1.
Vernal got his jersey,
That's what a
yeah.
long series is like. Don't worry.
Going his jersey now, right?
Not ready yet.
At least sending out some utility over towards catwalk, towards mid that would deny any forward pressure. If MIBR had intentions of walking down, trying to get a timing to fight, pick a pool somewhere around B tiles. G2, they just want to get into this B site. They want to get
What?
into
Hey, okay, whiplash anybody. Jorgamo's able to
The
get out there with that
fuck?
refraction. Aldrone deployed here.
Ice Pass is
and
here.
MIBR now tucking into the side. They're looking to anchor. They want to fight. They've got the weapons for it too.
This is one of the nice things about having the Waylay. You can get in,
What a
get
flash.
util out, and then re-hit.
Wait, hello?
Timing. Oh, Aspas falls. Cortesi at least able to trade it. Here comes Trent and Leaf though by Swedeway. Door's going to come down and mark it. It's going to have to be banged open by Verno because his teammate needs
He got one.
Tries for a swing.
Oh my
Gets one. That's
god.
good enough for now. surely.
Cortesia.
Gets
Wow.
one. Desperately
Wow.
needed that one. The round would have probably been done. Now
There's not enough room, don't do it!
To go for a real retake in this situation.
Baron sprays, but he's backing up as he
Brent,
does. And
spam
Artesim's
kill?
able to avoid it, but Trent is there.
Rockets are up.
No B main
Uh-oh.
presence here for G2. The raw
We're back to Haven.
They've got this util.
What was that? Just random spam through? That
Must
was
have been.
only the man with the stinger, but still,
what?
what a pick to find.
Paranoia.
He'll be slowed up though. That Teo util will make this a bit awkward. It's now a 2v2. Verno
Wait,
has
what?
to make the play.
Going
Verno,
to
the
P?
one that couldn't complete it previously.
Ooh.
Professor.
Professor P with the
And as
spin
famous as he always tends
around.
to do, it's G2 getting to 5.
You need a lot of mouse
Come
pad to
on,
make a
son.
flick like that happen. Was that forward facing and then reverse up? Got to see that on the replay. That looked absolutely mental.
Damn.
Oh my God, Bruno should
He
have
went
had that
right
locked
too.
up.
He's using a yoga mat.
He
for mouse,
uppercut him.
surely.
He legit uppercut
Able
him.
to isolate the power two fights as well with some really swift jiggle peaks. Verno had done fantastic
Damn.
work to even bring
That
it
was nice,
to
bro.
that point. But again, that is the depth of the G2 talent. Like we haven't even really seen in 2025 moments where Jonas needed to be that guy for the team.
Damn, bro.
But in 2024, he would have random maps where this guy's playing Viper on Lotus, gives you.
I just finished watching the last episode from Soul Leveling. That shit was crazy, right?
He's called upon.
Fucking wild, bro. I couldn't believe it.
Here.
Okay, ping there. Aspas did see the barrel there of Leaf's weapon, but didn't want to give himself away. Not yet, anyway. G2, though, always want to try and plan a way to negate the effect of the AWP, right? Like hit these sites where they know Aspas is not. They did it on Haven a lot, right?
What
Just
happened in the last
play around
episode?
it.
Oh,
They don't just
real
play
ones
one
know about
contact.
Sun
They're
Jin
not the
Wo.
kind of team.
If you know, you know.
Oi, okay, Genumdo
What the fuck was that?
G2 want these push-ups. They want this aggressive play from MIBR. Here's an Armageddon that's going to cover Heaven, so it really opens up the site now. Will be
What?
cleared. Jorg's going to get in here with the plant. She's going to...
If you know, you
Close to that
know.
ultimate too.
I can't express enough how important the kills Verno keeps finding are. Again, around where they've now opened up the real possibility of going for a retake. He's got the Hunter's Fury to get into this too.
Is the name wrong? Yeah, because it's a meme. It's a meme to say it the wrong way. You guys probably don't know.
Anytime you use that ult, it's going to come down to the gunfights. Can Aspas
What?
to get a kill with the ult? He does. That's a great opener.
In a
What?
split second before the tail util comes in, he gets the shot now. It's up to Jorg. 1v3. Verno's down. He's
Above
knocking
you.
him apart. Above him. It does pass. The headshot connects, and surely not Jorg.
Oh my god!
Real. Shot now. It's up to
You guys probably don't know.
Anytime you use that ult, it's going to come down to the gunfights. Can Aspas
What?
to get a kill with the ult? He does. That's a great opener.
In a
What?
split second before the tail util comes in, he gets the shot now. It's up to Jorg. 1v3. Verno's down. He's
Above
knocking
you.
him apart. Above him. It does pass. The headshot connects, and surely not Jorg.
Oh my!
Util comes in, he gets the shot now. It's up to Jorg. 1v3. Verno's down. He's
Above
knocking
you.
him apart. Above him. It does pass. The headshot connects, and surely.
That's a great opener.
In a
What?
split second before the tail util comes in, he gets the shot now. It's up to Jorg. 1v3. Verno's down. He's
Above
knocking
you.
him apart. Above him. It does pass. The headshot connects, and surely not Jorg.
Oh my god!
Real.
Nah. Nah.
That is actually the clip straight out of the relay trailer on the A side.
Nah.
1v3.
That Jogomo site. Who remembers the clip? Who remembers the clip?
Inhuman flicks, man. How does he
Was it the
get
Bucky,
that
no?
onto Aspas up top?
Oh my god, bro.
Does it again.
That's fucking insane, man.
We expected G2 to be a world beater this year, having the X factor in Jaw, taking them over the top to that world-class
Dude,
level
they've
that
won
only
so
a
many
couple
clutches
other
in
teams
close
can
rounds.
Really be on.
That is weapons grade, Geneva Convention sanctioned explosive
Ooh,
power.
oh.
They are so different, and Jaw is just him.
Aspas trying a bit of a schmeeg.
They found me.
Nothing to see there, top mid.
Damn, bro. What a fucking clutch.
Our drone's going to be able to clear at least A main. Verno's been good, you mentioned it, finding these important kills that at least give MIBR a chance, but they are falling further and behind. And this is a round where they've got nothing compelling except the Blade Storm. Aspas needs to step up, needs to carve them away, but has to get out.
Wow, he got one.
Hit with the paranoia there.
And he got
Paranoia
out.
now comes out from
Eco
G2,
for
but it's just
MIBR.
get them out.
It would be
It's a free
poetic to
kill,
get eco'd in the
virtually,
half of
for
6-6.
And it might be our team that have really been trying to find these mid-round timings
Cypher,
to take fights.
Ortizia.
Unsuccessful on the prior, but here paying dividends.
Chaos.
Verno wants to rip that Hunter's Fury. Immediate ultimate counter by the Null Command.
Leaf's
Initially,
lurking.
it's a fast hit, a re-hit towards B, but it's not. G2 drifting
Hello.
across the map, and now
Back to B we go. Look at the rotate. Holy fuck, it's a masterclass. They heard the Omen TP. They heard the Omen TP.
Gets into B-side spawn, but G2 are going to come out of
Here,
market
take this.
and hit this site. Jenum, barely any prior opportunity,
The
but through the
fuck?
smoke purely. The
couldn't get the
ping
trip.
on Trent.
No one can break the kill trip. This
Wait,
mid-round
Gale
has
flank.
been
Gale
electric
flank.
at the moment. Maybe it'll slow down for a second. Leaf is still so forward, so weak.
Ooh, 2v4.
Leaf is low. Artazine wins
Jonah
it out
P, it's
against
on you.
there in B main, and Jonah's the only healthy part of G2. Suppressed briefly here, but Artazine's null command. 4 players for MIPR. Deep press and they go for it. Straight.
Wow.
Jonah with another
Leaf
2-piece.
1v2?
But this time it's up to
No
Leaf.
way, no way.
Still
Come on.
suppressed.
Enough, brother. Enough is enough, brother.
Here's it all though.
Oh
Gets his way up
my
speed. He knows
God.
He's got to deal with 2 here.
Oh
Buddy.
my.
Cortez's head rolls instantly, and now Artazine has to make this work. He has a fragment to hold Leaf at bay. That is a huge piece of util. And Leaf's going to go for it. Take the fight. Sees the head. It's wayward. And Artazine
He almost won that, bro. Dude, if he had his gun out sooner, he would have just shot his tip of his head right there.
The match that is delivering
He actually had that.
we wanted from 2 of the best teams in the region.
He had the angle on his head, he just didn't see it
Best
soon
at the
enough.
moment. But in that round, succumbing to
The Thrifty, watch. Thrifty to start it.
early
It's
on
always a
that
Thrifty to start
allowed
it.
Aspas to find that first kill with the Blade Storm, and then somehow just no one able
Damn,
to break
dude.
that kill trip that allowed Shenum to slowly get a free kill.
What a good match, man. What a good match.
Clutching things out in the end. God, they needed that desperately to stay in this half. Things were looking dire, and
Waylay
at least
ults.
historically on Ascent, the defense side stays favored.
Now it's a trip up in mid. It's likely Jorg looks to test it. Smoke top mid and now G2 cross. An A split here is in the works.
There.
And the 0 point there, I think, doesn't spot anything out for Arzine. Keeps them guessing.
Here we go.
Kind of slowly splitting up into A, and then they excel off this ultimate. Look at the speed from Jaw off the ultimate conversion path.
There's a timing though.
Oh, he saved him.
Cortesi's able to take him down, but Arzine has fallen. Still pressure onto the side.
Paranoia?
TP's into
Good paranoia. Really good.
He'll bide his time
And it
now.
resmoke
G2
mid-side.
might consider a cancel
The
on
stall
this,
is so good,
they
but
feel like they're committed, I guess.
And they are committed past the door.
Cortesia.
Valorant
Burno.
Trent also struggling. Leaf.
Leave.
Gets two.
Oh my god,
That angle's nasty. What the
He knows
fuck?
his path to the right side of hell right now. Aspas has to break through the door.
He's a wild card, but he has to give himself a way to get to the side. And here's that steel guard. And awkward for Shenum now. Double swing.
Oh
should
my
break.
god,
He's
he
out.
vice ulted
And it's up
him.
to Aspas. He'll have access to his weapon, but it's not great here.
Spike planted.
The operator against two. Ooh, okay, Leaf is down. Surely Jonah doesn't challenge this. Surely he sits back.
Oh my god. He heard him? How did he know? Did he hear him?
Justice
Oh my
to
god.
these hubris-laden heathens.
Oh my god. Did he hear him?
That's what happens when you willingly challenge.
Why did
one of the
Leaf peek? They
greatest
double
duelists
peeked
of
them.
all
They double
time.
peeked them together. They double peeked them together.
You can't give him an opportunity like
That game
Can't
sense-
give him
that game sense is
window.
crazy, right?
That little attempt at the double face on site goes awry. Jonah just
So,
didn't
like,
have the angle to support
clear out
Leaf. It's
slowly.
one after the other.
They double peeked
Dominoes
him, Leaf
fall.
got singled
Aspas
out.
Too consistent, too good. At least Josh looks a little bit unscathed.
Brod's like,
on the
Aspas is too
right.
fucking
I mean,
good.
again, your team has 6 attack side rounds.
And he's
What
right.
is that?
He is.
You have that at least half this right over.
They're actually kind of broke right
Playing
now.
with 3 half armors into this outlaw.
4-man aim in.
Got that operator.
Hit the KO ults.
Players with a half armor, so it's essentially an op v op battle. If they happen to run
Hey,
into each other and they're on the same side
yo!
of the map, at least for now, that's
Team Flash.
Leaf with the outlaw.
Aldrone sees Trent, but not Leaf.
Yeah,
What's
trying
the
to
call
bring in
here?
that For Leaf, so he can stay on that line towards Cat, and hope that someone from MIBR maybe just goes for a jiggle peek.
G2 slowing it down.
Get that free opener.
Okay, smoked mid though means that Leaf is likely to cross.
It's looking like a 6-6 half, but I could be jumping the gun.
Trap wire in mid.
I like this setup.
I feel
right
like
now for
MIBR
It's a good counter to the fact that G2 have been going for a lot of
Hide
slow
this half.
A splits, working up Cat. They have that double presence for main, and then Bruno can play off a trip
Okay.
towards tree.
Balance saw the jet, I think. Now I don't know where the op is.
Wine for wine.
This is probably going to give you more confidence in order to hit this site, but there's a setup towards
He
wine.
missed it.
Shenum gives himself away. Paranoia comes in and Arzine is able to capitalize. That's Valorant out of the game.
Leaf.
Leaf though is there. Here comes that outlaw.
Burno.
Burno tries back in though, coming down from grass. Door will drop.
30 seconds
Jorg
left.
pulls out now, back into A main as it will be a plant.
Spike
Bruno
planted.
has a recon
He has
for this
dart.
retake. That'll be a useful tool. Wants to send that in as the 3 remaining MIBR players group
They have KO
up.
ults, they're not
Double
using
up
it.
Hell from G2, a weak Jonah P down there.
Sound the null command though.
He could be susceptible to a shock dart even if
They know they're in hell. They know they're in hell. At least one.
Jonah and Trent.
Enemy remaining.
What the
Into the hip there, they
fuck?
go down together. Jorg!
He
cannot
headshot both of
salvage
them?
things. Great little retake there for MIBR. Again, with an operator to work with, so odds feel
God
against them.
damn.
That's their 4th, and now stringing these rounds together.
that was well done. I mean, the setup almost worked to perfection outside of Leaf. And with that tripwire, he's able to take that one extra step, find an angle to get a kill towards A main. That's when things really got opened up for G2 to have an opportunity. When it comes down to the
Man,
retake,
MIBR. I don't know. These guys are actually fucking
Bruno Cortez
insanely
able
good.
up to fight anyone on site while you have Aspas up top who can control any swings for a main. Perfect.
3 rounds in a row. G2 though still able to buy. That last round they had outlaw a couple rifles. They did some work. Such that Artisan's on a spectre here. Here's Jorg. Light speed.
back
gets
to
him in
the
mid.
pacey play. They got mid control.
He can't be punished as he touches down, and now he'll have control of this space. There's no trapwire there either.
A couple times now the G2 have used that round open. Prior, they inserted Jaw because he had that convergent path. They went for this big...
It's crazy because before Aspas, they were last in Americas.
As it's Jonah who's...
Yeah, they've come a long way, that's for sure.
That the Waylay took prior.
As an org.
Do G2 just want to pivot into another...
It's a fake?
Oh, man, faking up me.
Selling it.
Oh,
Okay, getting caught so
I don't love
early
this
though
fake,
there.
I'm not gonna
He
lie.
is, well, flashing himself in, but Aspas has the line with the op. His Artisan getting ahead of the drone.
almost.
Spike down A.
Gets his pound of flesh with the Spectre. Can't
Oh,
argue with that.
Jaw!
Snappy stuff there from Jorgamo. Gets himself through tree. Now onto this A site again. Cortezi, though, dangerous
Wow.
always. He's going to be neutralized here.
2v3.
Jaw is just willing G2 to a win.
But he almost spammed him.
Just massive impact found in the round.
Aspas got
Shock,
the
shock,
though, so
shock.
got rid of the op and now has a more appropriate weapon for this take. Trent, bless his lucky stars, gets away
Wait,
from
he
the
shocked
shock.
Jaw though. Those shocks were nice.
Jorg is so low. We're going to see this yet again. Two low
not
players in a 3v2. Oh, Aspas
The
just
running
with a spray.
kill.
That's enough burner now. Surely takes the timing, takes an opportunity. Leaf is looking up towards that heaven
Wow.
side, and there it is.
Jaw?
Jorg has to do it with so
Jorgamo,
Just a little
brother!
better. Another four
That's his
for
bomb
Jorg.
site.
G2
A bomb
pushed
site
away
is
hard.
Giacomo's bomb
Hard
site.
fought round.
He
finds
runs
the
that bomb
pivotal
site, dude.
openers and then closes when it's
He
all
is
on his
the
back at
president
the end
of
as
A
well.
bomb
It's
site
a Jorg
on
game,
Ascent.
man. 18 frags here after 11 rounds.
Insane. This is one of the
What a
maps
round. Hit the
where
4K
Jaw
this
just
round.
seems
4K
to be the
1v2.
human highlight reel, taking us back to probably the most iconic ace in the
Look at
history
this.
of the game when he had
Look
the
at
airplane
this.
Bucky. He just is a totally different
Alex,
beast.
you're so good, bro.
I agree.
He's like, I know. He's like, I know. He literally chuckled. Oh,
Learned and erudite individual.
overheat. It's all good.
Well, to Jorgamo,
Happens,
very quickly,
happens.
Well, brain spilled early in the round. Once that mid control again, but Leaf gets
Happens.
in, cocky. They're going for this. Fall back though to the side by MIBR, and they spot the play out that comes into market. A lot of info here. G2 don't seem to care. Trent in the cyber cages.
Donut P, Chad.
Jonah P's able to win it out.
Oh, they're all
Just
dead.
sheer weight of
A4?
numbers overwhelming the defenders.
Damn.
MIBR feels like they do everything
Honestly,
right,
a
but they
big
can't
2
win the
rounds for
gunfights when
G2
they
to
matter.
win.
Overwhelming the defenders who were stacked up
Good
in the
half
site,
though.
by the
Holy
way.
fuck.
This should be easy for G2.
So many
to
clutches,
clean
so
up.
many
It's
clutches,
rare
dude.
They lose situations like this. That being said, this has been a map where MIBR have
I think G2
made
won
magic
3
happen
clutches
at
and
crucial
MIBR
moments.
won 1.
This might be too big of an
This
ask.
half?
The reflank from Leaf looks to be on the right timing as well.
Again, back into market. This time, no camera to spot him out.
Team
No
flash.
time for Artisan to react.
Nice shots.
Nothing to look at.
These guys are
either.
so good, bro.
Washed up, just
Damn.
staring at a white screen and still.
It's gotta
finds
be one of the best
headshot.
matches of the season for sure.
I swear
Gotta
that's
be.
been the tale of Leaf
Gotta
today.
be one of the
It's
best.
so bizarre.
If
Every time
not,
we're on his POV, he's
it might be the best
either
match of the
hitting
season,
shots you've ever
actually.
seen, or just completely whiffing. But right now he's at 16-7. So
Both
hey,
teams
no
are in such good
complaints.
form.
Enemy remaining.
Have a look at this. Yeah.
Like, there's
He
no
comes
weak
back for
links.
A second pass at it, and Leaf is having a game.
Full blind. Let's go, baby.
They were full blind, exactly. Leaf able to capitalize on that big time. Yeah, two to a rock.
It is a match, man.
Result on Pearl, and they made it close on Haven now.
Big
the
pistol
attack
for
side on the
both.
scent. They've got a bit of a chase here. It all starts with this
Fast B split.
crucial pistol.
Want to go for this fast B split. Pathing through market, Ospas already in, past the guiding salvos, but wants to slow
Vice
down.
Wall's gonna get hit. What a peek. He went out the smoke?
Talk about the getaway plan. He is out of there. Might come back, but to saturate here. No, over
What
the
the
top.
fuck?
Speed. Aspas deals with him.
He's got
Gotta
2.
get up early in the morning to come at that guy, but at least able to find 2. By the way, sick map from him.
How are you
Quick action
alive?
doesn't get
Oh
him
my
there.
god.
Up to Cortezia and Shenom, the 2 young guns.
He has
There's only one
bomb.
gun in the game. for
Cortezia
MIBR
1v3,
now.
2 of them are kind of low.
Cortezia has not been able to get his
Semi-winnable.
map as he did back on Haven, where he was the star for MIBR, frankly.
Just locking down that garage area. So nice. To be fair, some of his retake plays on A have been stellar.
Yeah, he is
Where's he gonna play?
certainly in terms of the firepower.
Did he
the
get hit?
shooting,
No.
one of the cleanest that you will see
That's Cam.
that we've got in Americas at the moment. This would
Triple
have to
door?
be an unbelievable clutch.
Again, his opponents are softened up. It could be good for it. Valen is one shot. Jonah also takes some damage. Cortezia doesn't care. He's dishing
Wow,
out.
nice try,
3
bro.
haircuts.
Nice try, nice try.
But Jonah
He had a
People tuck
chance.
him to
He had a
the-
real
He
chance.
had the briefest moments
They're
of
moving weird, bro. They're
isolation,
moving
tough to
weird.
connect
They
those
scaled up on him
shots.
so fast.
Put in a very impossible situation by G2, who were able to just rush him down with the numbers. frustrate him with the jumping around, the silly movement to hit.
I don't want to be a doomer here, but losing the pistol, going to the attack side, down 4 rounds already. It's a grim tale that's being painted by the scoreboard here, Wyatt.
It absolutely is. I can have fun hitting the site with Jaw and Leaf right now. The actual Shaq and Kobe.
Is that all she wrote?
I mean, combined for 37
Is MIBR
kills
forcing?
right now.
They're forcing.
Talk about top heavy.
MIBR force.
Our team at 17.
All in here. Wait, G2 doing their aggro strat.
G2 will be duelists. They think they're like
Never
the
mind, it's
best
not bad.
players in the best team in Valorant is all egoists. Like building a
Oh,
solid
they're
team
up
of
already.
strikers.
MIBR said it didn't work on the pistol. Maybe it'll work right
Wow.
now on the force.
Nice by Trent.
One, and now pressure on these anchors.
Verno Aspas a little bit low, softened up here by the defenders, and Valen's going to fall back to B. But he's
Oh
got
my
the
god,
cut.
nice
Slaps
shots.
him down.
Dude,
That's
that
the
was nice
hour.
shots.
And G2 get to double digits.
Yeah, this is just a day where
Dragon was 21 and 7.
Take over. This G2
Holy
roster
fuck.
depth is ridiculous.
So it's a day that ends in day then, is it?
They have so many stars. Trent was fantastic.
Like,
back on
MIBR
that
are
one.
playing so good.
A little bit quiet since
and they're
then,
still down
but who
10-4.
cares? You have two guys that are combined.
Nah, G2 is just
40
different.
kills.
I do wonder,
40.
you know, Teo, obviously, really a role player trend's been over much of this series now. Looking to facilitate and set up, and sometimes just getting caught with their util in hand. It happens.
And then back on Haven, they're IGL top fragging. Crazy, man. MIBR, they're forced now onto an eco.
Got the orb.
real.
You got the orb.
Trying to force to get back in the game. You can't
0
blame them
damage,
for doing
too.
it in that situation. They got the spike down on the
Took their
pistol
orb.
round, but now
The
things
fuck?
are dire for real. G2 should be at 11.
There's no way.
Just that stinger for Aspas board.
He jumped in the box and took their orb.
Seemed to look pretty darn good, in fairness. Oy, okay, Jogama gets his.
Wow.
Light speed away, and Trent can pick up the
Wow.
slack. And MIBR have been offered enough room to hang themselves with now as they look to step onto the site. One by one. Mode
Wow.
on down. Trent padding the stats here. I respect it.
I respect
An
it too.
enterprising play. And there's Jenna with the Sheriff eventually.
Y'all has ults and won.
All of those little moments, G2 are just fundamentally perfect. It's all the little things, but
They're just
it's
having a grand old time.
99% chance that they're going to do them right.
G2
Facing
have just
on
mastered
that
the
angle,
meta.
The second he dashes away, Trent says, okay, there's going to be a guy swinging to chase.
And
then
they
you
keep
pop
adapting
out of the
too.
smoke.
They're playing
Free
Waylay
kill,
as
go.
well.
It's like all of the little
It's all,
things.
it's
all
second
the little
nature at this
things. It is. They're just such a well-oiled machine.
And when you get into a long series,
Ascent's so
and you're a
boring to
team like
watch.
G2 can fall back
I'm the
on
MIBR
years of
fan.
fundamentals and chemistry. What more could you ask for? These guys know how to play a long game if they have to. We talked about fatigue, how it creeps in, and MIBR have to be feeling it now.
Oh my god, another 100 gifted?
Gets out.
On the precipice of
Holy
starting
fuck!
this stage.
Omni King.
2-0.
You're crazy,
Any questions
dude.
about struggling getting
Yo,
back
thank
from
you.
Bangkok?
I don't even know what
would
else to
certainly
say.
Be out the window at this point. They are.
Talk in the
far
chat.
too
I appreciate
consistent.
you, bro.
Okay, Aspas likely hindered. No, actually, not affected by that saturation.
Aspas is not happy right
Going
now.
for it. 12 and 12 here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the timing! It's perfect. Leaves having to jump away, but that's a big opener.
Oh! Thank you,
Much
Omni.
timing of his own, but does not want to take duel at that
200, bro,
rate.
start twerking? What?
This could be the game here in this round. I mean, it's worth
Oh.
2 for sure. And
Oh, what is that? That's so off. The flash comes late from Artsin
way
with the
too
peek.
early. And that's the fundamentals that G2 we talk about. They're falling back on MIBR. They mess up at a crucial moment. Still with a player advantage. Valorant with a stinger. Okay, just run
What the
forward.
fuck?
I've seen it work in this series, in fact. Not this time.
Player standing.
Cortez here again, just doing what he does best.
At that point, Valen just didn't know where to
All
go.
right, some
There was nowhere
clapback from
realistically
MIBR. It is bonus
to go.
though. It is a bonus round, but
Quite cleaned up. Credit to
pretty
Artsin
clean.
for finding that
Pretty clean.
mid-round time.
Look at G2's money though. Will they op here? I imagine they buy it off.
Opportunity to get into that A site.
Because Jogamo's feeling it with the scope.
I mean, it's such an odd timing to take. It works out, and then like all you have to do is be able to play off the flash being set up here by Artsin, and just not quite there. Thankfully, Cortez just has this level of consistency that he can is the undertone to that round that allows him to be able to triumph.
I think they're pushing mid, right? It's a B crunch. It's a B crunch. Watch this. Watch this. He's gonna dash over tiles.
One round at a time for them. And really the danger against this G2 comp in this specific matchup. Oh my god, wait.
I don't think it worked. I don't think it worked. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep, bit of a variation thrown
I don't
in
know
there
what
by
happened,
G2
but it didn't
again.
work.
It just seems like nothing rattles Cortez here.
He did have a lineup for tiles though. I saw
Tiles
that.
crunch, classic play on this map, but new layer with the waylay, you can just dash in so quick. So
But they know he's
far.
here.
I
They
need
know
Bro's
he's here.
headshot percentage again this series.
No, they don't.
It's got to be something disgusting.
Wow, nice try.
1 for 1.
Double flank.
Okay, I respect it. It's going to be a little late, this though, late re-wrapping. How long will it take for MIBR to start checking their 6 here? I think that's a question well worth asking. Is they're going to clear
Double
B?
flank. Let's see how this goes.
Slow from Leaf, Valen, patient.
KO dagger flank. KO dagger flank.
B main.
Imagine.
MIBR should
Nope.
be able to trade this out with the numbers advantage.
Spotted one.
Spotted out, yeah,
That's so important.
Last player standing.
Oh fuck.
Buddy.
My bad. I didn't mean to spam you like that.
Brad Leaf, 19 for 9. Has nothing to look at here as all of MIBR are tucked in the prescribed locations, and he just has to step up. See if he's got the raw aim to take
Grab
it out.
walk.
Artsin low, he's taking no damage yet.
Oh my god. Imagine the lineup.
Made me believe for a moment.
Holy shit.
For just a moment.
We have to by default at this point. That's another round. Okay, brick by brick, MIBR building themselves a staging ground here. Some ultimates now coming online as well. Neural theft here for Cortez. This is the man himself.
Got two like that.
On the back foot.
What
able to
the
dish out two beautiful
fuck?
headshots.
Cool play from G2 though. You know, again, it's classic play. That one dates back.
Wow,
to
what a spam.
2020.
Do it with Jet, do it with
Running back,
Waylay.
yeah.
Tiles crunch works either way.
I like the attempt. The real danger here for MIBR is the fact that this G2 comp is just so much more dense with round-changing ultimates than the standard Ascent look. Having the Armageddon, the Convergent Paths, and the Null Command, and the Steel Garden compared to what you've got, you're diffed in the ult game. So eventually G2 can just build up to all of those. They all press the button, and they should be able to get to 12. That's the real danger here for MIBR. That's what they have to be concerned
This is zoned out so
about.
hard.
Real uphill battles.
This is a buy.
So they take their time here. They don't lay claim to much of the map though. Genom, of course, can always rejoin MIBR when required, or even go ahead of them with this ultimate and be the vanguard to set up on beat. Slowly as we go, every corner being checked, every I being dotted, the T's being crossed.
Now.
It's such an important round.
You heard me.
Counter paranoia off the noise from Valen, who wants to entrench himself back sight. And while the conversion path's actually used now, this is only half by
But it
from
gives,
G2.
it gives Jordan the speed to at least get into the site, and he does have, of course, a weapon that's worth
Ooh.
pinning your hopes on. This might just call it cancel here for MIBR, as Aspas was able to force
They're
that
going A.
refract.
Wow, this is actually forcing MIBR to late rotate into the A site. Look
Good
at the clock,
molly,
25
good
seconds
molly.
Delayed by the molly, and when they get to site, there are razor lines.
Oh, he's punching himself out!
He was blind. That could have been
That's
sick.
crazy.
That was a nice play. I like that play.
Utility.
Artsin's got to stand in
I
between
like that
for the
play.
time being, but he takes some damage down. The Armageddon.
Wait,
drops
the
in.
Armageddon!
Aspas is going to walk up grass here. Trade catches Artsin. Spike, by the way, is still in tree.
10 seconds, 10
There.
seconds.
10 seconds left in the round. And
Oh
MIBR
my
desperately trying to get there,
God,
but
it's
Leaf has
over.
to share a shot to end this one, surely. Aspas
Has to
wins it,
plant,
but
has
here
to
comes
plant.
Leaf once more. 4. Verno's got to go for the shorty play.
Wow, G2 are so good, bro. They're so good.
And the thrifty won by G2.
They're so good.
They get to 12 in the most unexpected of ways.
Beautiful
Wow.
macro on
Wow.
that round. Was worried for a second, like, wow, they're making this big commitment with the converging paths. Now, they do have a lot of ults with the comp that they're running, but still, on this round, you only
They're
have
so
2
good.
guns, but they realized, Jaw realized that with the state of the clock, they could just rout the entire
Actually-
MIBR team back to a low on time, where they have to deal with the Tejo and the Vice setup. That was
Damn.
so intelligent from G2.
That's so good. That's so
All
good.
because of one.
One.
It's like playing a the roads needed.
Killed everybody out.
Of course, more
Most
than
of the tail holds in your games
ever. Lock
miss
into
by a
trying to
mile.
extend
Not
the
even
game
close.
offset. Straight into tree, no resistance offered here by G2 yet.
GG.
Beasley just pops up when he's needed. Hardest Fury comes in, but it's just a bit too
Ooh.
slow. Ponderous. Verno does catch Jonah at least. This evens up the numbers. But Cortesia needs to get to the spike. Cyber Cage will pave the way, but he's spotted out.
Oh my god, Trent on the jump up just couldn't get that timing to fire off the Vandal.
Ooh, Cortesia dicing with death, and Jaw gets caught out by Verno top mid. That's the
Where'd
player
they go?
advantage that MIBR was searching
Omen
for.
ult, that could be. Wait,
plant.
Balance here.
Quick pivot
Balance
from
here.
Verno trying to get to B main to assist Shannon so no one can actually
It's going
rush him
through.
down dark cover.
Show me the Omen.
Keeping them at bay.
Bro!
Verno, yeah, on that angle. Well done from him to get the fast rotate.
Drake here as well, just kind of knows it's chalked. The money here, a bit odd for G2. We'll see if they can close the game out there, but great stuff for MIBR. That top mid position for Verno, sublime.
One round at a time for MIBR. G2 with 5 chances to close out the game. Start this season off with a nice little 2-0.
12-7.
One of their top
It's only
contenders
0-5,
in
guys.
the
It's only
group early
0-5. We
on.
can do this.
Such an odd encounter there. Trent
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
at Garden, and you can see like Cortesia, like, you know, has to jump away. There's paranoia thrown out. Neural theft is used. It reveals Trent. Cortesia gets away.
I gotta say, it's good to see Verno on the Soba. I think this is the agent where he's really at his
It's
best.
eco for
I think
G2.
That was always the case when you would watch
Should
him
be 0-4,
in
but you know how
challengers.
these things
He's really
go.
making a name for himself, and with a sent back in the pool, this could certainly be a home map for him.
But the roller server changes now when you can't just, you know, like spam into B main, right? You need to find other ways, especially to really get value. And honestly, I think he's done so on this map. He's looked really good.
It's going to be that half fight for G2, but that doesn't mean you don't have to be worried if you're MIBR. Have seen so many games end,
Fake.
or rather so many comebacks end prematurely because suddenly you get ecoed. And Jaw with a Bucky on Ascent, iconic and terrifying.
Why is chat arguing? Why not?
Here's the group up for MIBR. Definitely.
Oh, not the
Looking at this
Bucky,
start,
bro.
it's the iconic
Oh, not the
CR
Bucky, brother.
No.
The Aviator, he's been known as. Valen gonna be spotted out here, so that's over util, definitely getting value. Jorg also spotted. Does this give him MIBR pause?
Trent?
Thought it's Trent, he found 2. Now onto the side, he just burst out of
Spike
CT.
is down on stairs right now as well. Needs to be recovered quickly by MIBR.
Verno wants to clear with these shock darts, but here comes Trent. Another swing.
3v3,
This time
they're
it doesn't
low.
pay off though. And the Bucky, unfortunately.
That's the kill.
Lost down.
And Jonah and Leaf don't have
They know he spawned.
best of weaponry here.
Or he could be
Leaf has to
spawned.
step up with the Sheriff. There's going to be a crossfire here, but Cortesia has no reason to really move.
I mean, it clearly seems like G2 know that Cortezi has been stuck in this position, that they can get this free kill and then move on from there. And then Jonah essentially ready to pre-fire, wants to recover that Phantom.
Here's Leaf stepping up.
Oh
Verno's
my
caught. It's gonna be a
God. Shannon?
Chenom now to try and keep MIBR in the game. It's a rifle recovered by Jonah. Leaf has 1-2. A bona fide 1 versus 2 with time ticking, but Chenom finds an opportunity. Leaf taps it. Has to be quick about it now, but he's wrapping
Time.
further.
No time.
And Chenom evades
Wow.
death. No time.
Nice
really
shot,
for
though.
Leaf to
Holy
work with now.
fuck.
We take the kill and walk away, and we still have play.
They played the winning music.
A little bit of
Production
snap
Kek
handing from
W.
Leaf just to try and get ahead of Jaw on the scoreboard. Can't be mad at that.
They cued the music.
MIBR hanging around. Just a
Bro,
bit
jump the
longer.
gun. Production's trying to go home,
Should
dude.
have taken his time.
Production
and
is
that
trying to
1
go
versus
home.
2
They played the
expires
music.
The clock wins the crucial first engagement.
30 seconds.
They know the shit's over. Wrap it up.
Was able to convert 2 with the
100 gifted
fight
again?
downstairs.
God damn, dude.
Still
I'm gonna have to start shaking ass for
talking
real,
about true
brother.
comebacks, yes.
Omni King, thank you, bro.
We're not in that territory.
Thank you, thank you,
just
thank you,
yet.
thank you,
Got a
thank you,
fast hit
thank
behind us
you,
now.
thank you.
Command here to A could be just what the doctor
I appreciate
ordered.
you, man.
The doctor didn't really care about
No, Omni King in the chat.
mass casualties, but It's an option for MIBR.
Counter 0 point comes through Jonah P. Actually, also with his null command, he's stationed at A. Connected that onto Ospa, so that does give a fair bit of info.
Oh, the fuck up, Tarek?
Taking point on that section of the map. Stealth drone recruit does see Cortesia. The cage could imply that he's crossing back towards B at the moment, where G2 have that extremity control. Regardless of all that, MIBR, they've been able to walk in the main and set up for this full execute.
Garden Variety push towards A, but...
Early GG, early GG.
Out in front, Jonah P deals at Artazine as soon as he pops up. Spike they're recovered, and they're going to pull out. This will be heard, though.
Half the clock has been wasted. Look at G2, they were really pushing triple player onto Cat.
MIBR can't come through mid, surely not.
No, Cortesia flashed off. He's trying to open the gate towards B, make something happen in mid, break the door, give access to his team. Look at this position from Jaw.
There's a pinch. Player in Cubby. Jorg is also going to be here as well.
Discipline!
Trigger discipline is there. The lead does get taken down.
What?
Again. Crucial kill, but eventually brought to kill by Jonah.
Paranoia.
Swing for Verno is good, but now it gets a little dicey.
2v2.
By the util.
No ults.
Throws down this recon.
We're down to 20 seconds on the clock. Both G2 players are ready to fight.
Double swing. Wow. 15 seconds. Has to stay A.
Youngest player in the league. With 12 seconds
Gotta stick that plant, my boy.
Needs to keep MIBR's
They gonna push him?
The surging tides, but here's
It's over.
the delay. The util comes in from Teo. He's got to stick it, and there's no chance. Valen soaks it up, and Verno's out of
Oh my god, he had a chance, GG. What a game, what a game. That was a good game.
Lucky MIBR to take it in
He
three.
had a chance, dude. Holy fuck. The Rockets again, dude. The Tejo Rockets again. Tejo is too strong.
The Waylay one trick in rank since the agent was released, and Leaf going crazy as well. Both of them 25
Oh my
each,
god.
50 kills to win this series. Start the season off 2-0. Any question marks for this team coming out of Bangkok? Where will their level
Nice try at MIBR. They played so good, seriously. G2 it.
Not them. Their floor
They're
is
different,
most
bro.
team's ceiling. They are so consistent.
They are different.
And they feel unstoppable at the moment.
And what a great opportunity to take the temperature of our top teams in Americas, to see what MIBR have been cooking after having to pivot away from Nozwa, bringing Verno in, which looked like a bit of a band-aid, but might just be exactly what this team needed. It's just frothing with young talent, ability. Verno ends up topping the scoreboard for MIBR, giving a great showing, but this G2 team
Well played, well played, well played.
to hone themselves in Americas before surely attempting another international campaign.
I respect as well that G2, despite being on that campaign in Bangkok, they come back, sent back in the pool. Let's bring the Waylay in, bring the Vice in, new comp, debut something. Pearl, they play for the first time since being back. New comp, switch it up. Everyone's seen our double sentinel look. Let's try something new. And sure, MIBR won that map, but they had to look phenomenal. They had to be at tip-top shape.
It was good, yeah, it was a good game. It was fun.
Into Haven, where they struggled, lost it to T1.
We had a lot of moments, a lot of
Missing
moments.
MIBR and trouncing them on Ascent.
And a true captain's
A lot.
performance from Valen on Haven. It's a close fought map, but if he doesn't come alive in the way he does, we may never even get to Ascent to see what Jorg and Leaf are able to put together. They've moved Leaf, of course, off the chamber now onto the Vice on so many of these maps. There's so much depth to G2. They're adding to their coaching roster. They seem in great shape now, starting at 2-0 in this stage one. To be thinking about Toronto, to be thinking about the rest